Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Morning,
Hi, Jenny.
guys.
What are you laughing about?
Hello, debonair myself.
Really?
Yep. Would you say so, Skip?
You weren't so debonair on Friday night.
What happened?
I don't know. I want to
happened?
thank James Harden. I'm not even a big James Harden fan, but he
Seriously?
won me yet another case of Diet Mountain Dew. Thank you, James. Thank you, Shannon.
Skip, we're going to have to do something about it.
I know. We got to do something.
No. Man, the man the man making 8 or 25 shots, shooting 35 times. He should get 31 points. Skip.
I didn't propose the bet. You did. I just take the bets. Right, Jenny?
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Thank
I was
you.
here for that.
I thought Kawhi would guard him at least some.
Okay, he
Not
did
Danny.
some.
No, Danny Green had
I know.
him the majority of the night.
Well, he
and
did
Siakam.
some. I know, but remember what I told you about number 2? He's just taking the year off, just like he did last year.
You
I
know
told
what?
you.
You're just a hater.
It was your fault. It wasn't my
That's
fault.
all right. I get it back.
Okay.
I got. There's
You're
a
gonna
big.
get it
Saying that.
There's a big event that's going to transpire.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
We do have a busy week.
I'm going to get it
All
back.
right, okay, here we go.
It is Super Bowl week, but so much more to get to on today's show. Should Shannon go out and buy an Anthony Davis Laker jersey
Yep.
too soon?
Going to get
right
it.
amount of
What
time?
number are you going to get? I don't know.
I think it's going to be like 25.
25? Yeah, he should be 23 to me.
We will get to that.
We'll give it
And
to
then,
him.
Yeah.
speaking of the Super Bowl, will we see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl for 4 more years? Maybe Skip would have something to say about that. But we are going to start with the Saints. The NFC Championship game was over a week ago, but the Saints and their fans are still very upset. Cam Jordan sent a clear message about the non-pass interference call by wearing a shirt to the Pro Bowl yesterday that said, "Blow whistles, not games." Adding even more fuel to the fire, there is growing concern that the NFL allowed 4 game officials who live in Southern California to work the game, and those same officials were shown to be the most responsible for the no call. The league has reportedly told the Saints that they, quote, effed up. Skip, how much worse is this situation now?
Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to say this again. I am speaking from a position of deep love for the National Football League. I love me some NFL, and I have for about 40 years covering it. I love me some Super Bowl. And this is just so wrong. It feels so bad, and it feels so utterly avoidable that I can't help but say that the worst blown call in the history of sports just somehow got worse. Just when I thought the National Football League couldn't let it get any worse, it looks even worse. And you and I both know the NFL lives for its image. Image is everything to the National Football League. And the optics here look worse than ever, given what ESPN just reported, because it further taints the Super Bowl. So ESPN quotes an officiating source as saying the NFL put itself in a bad situation. This one slipped through the cracks, and did it ever, because we've seen in the past that the NFL went way out of its way to avoid even the hint of impropriety with any of its referees. So we know the great Ed Hockley lived in Phoenix. So no Cardinals home games for him. And we know the great Mike Carey lived in San Diego. So no Chargers home games for Mike Carey. Yet here we have Gary Cavallaro. And I never heard the name of Gary Cavallaro, but I know it's ingrained in my brain now because he was the side judge who probably had the best chance to make that call. And now we find out that he lives in Santa Barbara. Big deal? Maybe, maybe not. Patrick Turner, who was the down judge, whose job it was to follow Tommy Lee Lewis all the way out of the backfield down the sideline. He could have thrown that flag. He lives in Lakewood, which isn't that far from Inglewood, where the Rams are going to have their permanent home. The back judge on that play, Todd Prokup, could have pulled his flag. He lives in Mission Viejo. And, of course, the head referee, Bill Vinovich, lives in in Newport Beach. And he probably couldn't have made that call. He was just too far away from it. But there were 3 right in the general vicinity. And do I think any of the 3 actually failed to reach for his flag because he lived in Southern California? I doubt it. But then
you
again,
can't say that, then. It blows it up out of the water after that point.
Okay, but then I stop and I think, wait a second. This is one of the top-rated crews in the National Football League. So how could 3 people who all live in Southern California miss the most blatantly obvious call in the history of a championship game to decide who gets to go to the Super Bowl? And it makes me wonder. And if I stop and wonder for 1 second, then something is really wrong here. And I realize the NFL went out of its way to try to appease Saints fans by fining Roby Coleman for the helmet-to-helmet, and then it was reported that Commissioner Goodell called Sean Payton. I don't know what he said to him, but at least he called him instead of issuing a public, any sort of statement, let alone an apology. Yet, in the end, for me, just the mere hint of impropriety that 4 of these referees live in Southern California has just made the worst call in sports history feel even worse, look even worse. And I know what you think about this, but again, you have to admit that this is just insult to the injury that was Saints not going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm going to work backwards. You said this is the best, these were the highest rated officials. Am I correct?
Sure.
So because they're the highest rated officials, they get preferential treatment as to what? Playoff games, correct? So,
but you could have assigned this crew to New England, Kansas City, and nobody would have said a word, right?
how do we know? So how do we know those other guys weren't from? So let me get this straight. I've lived here for 25 years. The Rams up and move here. Am I supposed to move too?
No, but you shouldn't be assigned to their championship game.
They didn't assign. Skip, here's the thing. I rated the highest, which means I'm the best. So what? You let somebody bypass me because I'm the best?
No, you just send the crew to New England, Kansas City. It's very simply done.
How do we know? How do we know nobody from New England, Kansas City games not from Kansas City?
Well,
So what?
They weren't. And by the way, nobody refereeing this upcoming Super Bowl has any roots in Southern California or Massachusetts, so we're good there.
So what if my mama's from Massachusetts? What if my brother lives in Massachusetts?
Well, it's
what if my sister?
There's one thing to have that because you probably could never eliminate all that. But do you live near the team?
So
because if you live near the team, you're going to get more bombarded with the coverage of said team.
So now, well, hold on, Skip. So so I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correct. Is this the first time officials that have lived in a city or close proximity to a city have officiated an NFL game in which the team from that city has played? Is this the first time?
Not, but this was the worst blown call in sports history.
I still think
4 of them are from Southern California.
I think Donnie
Shannon,
Durkin.
it looks bad.
Oh, Skip. But so now you just said you don't think. But then you turn it around and says, look bad. But how about this here? So in order for your theory and people that believe this theory, for that to be true, these officials are going to have to get together and say there's going to come a chance. There's going to come a time. Probably the fourth quarter, Jen. And it's going to probably be around 2 minutes. I need it to be under 2 minutes because it needs to have the dramatic effect. It needs to have the impact. Because if we throw the flag in the first, second, or third quarter, or if we throw it at the beginning of the fourth quarter, it's not going to have the same impact. So I'm going to need it to be about 2 minutes left in the ball game. And I'm going to need it to be close so I can say it could be a bang-bang play. And I'm going to refuse to throw my flag even though it's going to be an egregious non-call.
Yep.
So is that what you're saying? Is that what you believe happened?
This was, as you just said, a top-rated crew. So I'm going to have to guess, I'm going to have to assume that they have high football IQs. So how am I to know or not know that they weren't processing quickly and just deep down, deep in their psyche, that all 4 of them reached and then thought,
Skip,
it's the Rams.
Skip, you saw something Thursday night. You saw Eric Gordon take the ball out of bounds. He threw it to P.J. Tucker. What did P.J. Tucker do, Skip? So he said, you know what, guys? There's going to be a play in the game in which Eric Gordon is going to throw me the ball. Now, I should get the ball, but I'm going to let it bounce around on the floor, and I'm going to let the guy pick it up. So what happened, Skip? Was he trying to blow the game?
How could you compare something that happened between the Rockets and the Knicks
I'm saying
in January? I mean, it's just nothing. He just had a glitch.
Oh, he just had a glitch.
Yeah.
That's my point.
So, wait.
The human element.
All 4 had a glitch at the same flashpoint moment that decided the Super Bowl team, and they're on the top-rated crew, one of the 2 top-rated crews in football.
I want to make sure I'm hearing. I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So some of the greatest players. So Bill Buckner, who was a great player, he just let the ball go through his legs.
Okay, that's physical as well as mental, right?
Magic Johnson dribbling the timeout on the clock.
Sure.
What was that? Magic Johnson, he didn't deserve to be there.
What if all 4 Lakers on the court each had the ball and they all dribbled it out?
Skip. The fact of the matter is you want to take the human element out of it. See, what should have happened, Cam Jordan should have had a shirt on that says, make plays instead of excuses. Because what if he'd said, you know what? Man, if we ever get a 13-point lead in this building with Drew Brees and Sean Payton, it's over. Oh, wait a minute. That's exactly what they had. A 13-point lead at home with Drew Brees.
They did.
Hold on. Who had the ball first in overtime?
They did. But, Shannon Sharpe, one more time. What happens if that call gets made correctly? What happens?
We don't never know.
Well, I know it's a 99% chance.
What happens if Seattle runs the football?
Why are we changing the subject from this
You
moment?
keep doing what ifs.
Okay, I'm not doing a what if. I just gave you 99% sure Saints are going.
I'm giving
you. And it's probably 99.9.
I'm saying the human element. And I don't believe this is the worst call. I still believe Donnie Durkin was the worst because because it cost St. Louis a Super Bowl. This would have given who's to say that the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl? I think winning the World Series.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's true. Well, I already picked New England, so I think they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. But did they deserve to go? Yes, they did.
Skip. The guy made a mistake.
Well, it's possible at least 3 guys made a mistake.
So
right?
now you're throwing. Yeah, okay. If you could have, I don't believe the referee is never going to throw a flag on the sideline. He's responsible for what's going on at the line and in the backfield. He's watching the quarterback and the line.
I would agree.
So
he's just too far away. So even if his instinct told him from what he saw, that looked like a blatant non-call.
Right, because that's why they have officials on the field. You don't want back judges throwing holding calls. You know what I'm saying, Skip? So everybody has an assignment, be it the umpire, the field judge, back judge, sideline, so forth and so on.
Down judge, side judge, back judge. All 3 got a shot at this play, right? Okay.
Yeah, they missed it, Skip.
And all 3 said no. And by the way, just quick point of order, because Terrell Owens was on with us Friday and said there was video of the side judge overruling the down judge.
Right.
That's not what's happening. If you see the full angle of that play, the side judge has made the call.
He says, I got it.
And he's saying, I got it. No, he's holding off. I don't know if we can see it here.
He's finna come in.
Okay, we're going to see a different angle. He's not talking to the down judge. He's talking to Sean Payton, who is running up the sidelines toward him, and he's just saying, go back. I already made the call. I don't know if you can see this, but he's not.
He's making saying bang bang. That's what he's doing like this.
But he's signaling Sean Payton to go back because Sean Payton had run all the way out of the box.
He did.
All the way toward the play. So I don't think he's gesturing to the down judge.
I don't either.
Yeah. Okay, so he just made a call right before his very eyes. He lives in Santa Barbara, California.
And Skip, he's like, it's like his.
Okay.
I believe he's motioning. T.O. also said that it's in the rule book that the commissioner can play. Skip, I believe that's in the rule books for extenuating circumstances. A natural disaster.
Yeah, I agree.
Inclement weather.
I mean, that's just not going to happen. It's just not realistic.
Never.
It's not logistically possible.
They're never going to replay over a blown call. No major sport is going to do that. Pick play up where the blown call was initiated and start playing again. That's not going to happen after the fact. But Skip, I just believe that these guys, they blew it. They know they blew it. The NFL know they blew it. But let me ask you this, Skip. How long do you hold on to something when the outcome cannot be changed?
If you're Cam Jordan, through the Super Bowl, then you have to let it go.
Why let it go then? If you can't let it go after it's done happen, Skip, I get it. Maybe you'll never forget it. But to hold on to it and to let it fuel you. Say, you know what, guys, it's over with. We're not going to be the representative for the NFC in Super Bowl 53. But I can tell you what, it's going to drive us to make sure Super Bowl 54 that we are the NFC representative. And guess what? We're not going to let it come down to a call.
Okay. Right now, most of the NFL world is on Cam Jordan's side. So he is preaching to a huge choir right now, and I have no problem with that. In fact, I thought it was clever, and I chuckled at it, and I appreciated it.
But Cam Jordan could have done something about this.
Yep.
Cam Jordan had a 13-point lead. Where was Cam Jordan when they had that 13-point lead?
Well, you can certainly make a case, but all I know is that with 1:48 left, a play happened that would have decided the game. That's all I know for sure. In a vacuum, that play
No, you don't know
decided.
that, Skip.
Yep,
you don't know that, Skip. No, you don't.
Yep.
You don't know what would have occurred after that, because when Marshawn Lynch ran the ball down to the 1-yard line, everybody assumed they're going to give it to him again. He's going to run the ball into the end zone. So for you to say at 1:48,
I didn't assume that.
Oh, but you were going to assume at 1:48 they're going to win the game.
Marshawn Lynch during the regular season had tried 5 times from the 1-yard line and made it 1 out of 5 times.
So Drew,
really?
So let me ask you a question.
Really? So are you sure about that?
So let me ask you a question. So Drew Brees had never faltered in the last 2 minutes of a ball game this season.
No, he did against Dallas.
Oh, really? Yeah. But you say you knew 100% they were going to win this game.
Okay.
How do you know?
Because it's 1st and goal at the 5, and all they need is a field goal, and they've got lots of time to run, lots of time off the clock.
So field goals are automatic now.
They could have run the clock down to, if they did it exactly right, 15 seconds. If they screwed it up a little bit, 25 seconds.
I'm asking you a question. Are field goals automatic?
Nope. But usually when they're less than extra points, pretty automatic. I'd say 99%. That's what I think. Because that New Orleans kicker is really good.
Justin Tucker missed the extra point?
Really did. It could happen, but I'll give you a 1% chance on it.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
And so there's a 99% chance, given the circumstances in a play like that, the official's going to throw the flag 99 times. This is the one time they didn't. And not everybody want rule changes, replay the game, be able to replay non-calls. No, leave the human element in the ball game, Skip.
Glaring. All-time bad look for the NFL. Not doing enough. Like somebody's got to pay for this. After this Adam Schefter report, somebody's got to lose their job. I don't know exactly who it is. I don't know who's responsible.
Adam Schefter wrote, but see, here's the thing. He wrote his report, and then at the end of it, he says nobody associated with the Saints believed that this played a role. So why did you write the article if you don't believe this played a role in it?
I don't remember that part. They had a chance to protest earlier in the week. They saw the officiating crew and they didn't protest.
Okay.
So it was in pre-sight, not hindsight.
No, Adam says no one from the Saints believed this played a role. And they need to go read the morning quarterbacks, what Peter King had to write. Because he wrote a very compelling argument. Hey, he has the utmost respect for Adam Schefter. But he does. So in other words, you believe malfeasance played a role in this, Skip Bayless, because that's what you're alleging. No.
It's the hint of it. It's everything the NFL has fought to eliminate. It fell, as I read the quote, it fell through the cracks. This one fell through the cracks. It's the championship game. How can the NFL let that fall through the cracks?
Anytime you get a bad call, what do you think they thought when somebody threw that when they threw that flag on Chris Jones? Anytime on a fan base.
I know what I thought. I thought Edelman got interfered with at the same time. He got tackled on the play.
You see what you did right there? Yeah. So there was a holding call earlier. What if there's a holding call on the same play? So you can't do that.
Yes, you can. If you get down to the flashpoint that decides the game, then I can definitively say that blatantly missed call decided who went to the Super Bowl.
No,
I can say that.
But all I said is that Chris Jones hit Tom Brady in the shoulder pad. You said Julian Edelman.
Same time. It's just right. It happened at the same time.
So now do I get to go back and look at the offensive line and see if they were holding on the play that he got interfered with?
But there was a whole lot of football left to be played in that game.
But see, you keep changing. You can't change it. You want to look at what you want to just look at what you see.
What did I tell you last Monday?
What?
They need to go in with 2 minutes or less left, or all of overtime. Any downfield call that could or could not involve pass interference, you got to take a quick look at it. Because this one would have been, you know it and I know it, this would have been overturned in a heartbeat.
Right.
Everybody in the viewing audience took one replay look and said, they missed it. So you don't think the NFL could have taken one replay look and said, let's get this right?
In the last 2 minutes, do I get to look at holding, offensive holding?
I just said downfield ball.
Why got to be downfield?
Because
see, now you're punishing it. Now you want to punish the defense again.
They're glaring. But what did I
so
tell
holding
you?
is not glaring?
What is the most drastic penalty in pro football? It's pass interference because of the distance involved in the play, right? So those are the ones. Again, you can open all the whole Pandora's box. I'm just saying, let's get those right first, and then we'll be better.
How about this here, Skip? What if, in order for you to throw the ball down the field, your offensive lineman had to hold to give your quarterback an opportunity to throw the ball down the field? So how is that more of a glaring play than what that just happened?
Well, it's just it's more obvious what happens down the field. It's more replayable, reviewable, where I can look at it and say, aha, they missed that call.
Skip, you've seen plays where you've seen the guy obviously get held, and you said that's a holding call.
I have. And you're right about that. I just don't want to open all the Pandora's box. I want to fix the most obvious.
Well, if you don't want one snake out of the box, keep it closed.
Yeah, but I want this is the biggest snake. I want to cut the head off the biggest snake.
No.
Yep.
Skip, human element. The human element is always going to come in. It's not perfect.
You sound like Jerry Jones.
No, Skip, but I'm a realist.
You know, we're still talking about it a week later, so I guess it sells the NFL. But this is the one where, you know, the old thing about any publicity is good publicity. I don't think this is good publicity.
NFL ain't talking about that. NFL said, we died in Atlanta. If you died in Atlanta, we welcome to talk about you.
Yeah.
So Rams and Patriots, we talking about you. If you not died in Atlanta, why you talking?
Yep. I'm sure Commissioner Goodell will be asked about this on Wednesday, and he will say,
I'm gonna see him. He probably
we will take a look at this at our competition committee.
I'm sure I'm gonna be able to see him because I know where he's staying.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna hang out on Saturday with him, or
I might.
You have a couple things to say, or?
Hey, Coach, I'm Commissioner doing a great job.
Yeah, that's
contrary to what Skip Bayless say,
Yeah.
you're doing a great job.
Trying to get him on your side. Interesting.
All right.
600,000 people, guys, signed a petition to have the game replayed. This is not going away anytime soon, this controversy.
I tell you what's not coming back anytime soon. That game.
It might not come back, but it doesn't mean the people aren't going to be talking about it and upset about it.
And I'm going to say one more time, I am not saying the Rams aren't a worthy Super Bowl team, because they are.
Yeah,
I got no problem with that. I just have a problem with the game got decided. I'm not even sure the Saints are better than the Rams. The game was in their building where they haven't lost under Peyton and Breeze.
Playoffs.
And so the Rams, they pulled it off. Good for them, and they will be a worthy opponent for the New England Patriots.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I know.
That's all we know for right now.
All I know is this Rams.
Yeah, you got them?
Maybe.
How many cases do you got them by?
We gonna see, Skip. We got
Not
plenty
yet.
of time.
Not all we can talk about
Tuesday,
it.
Wednesday,
But
Thursday.
first, we have big Anthony Davis news. Is he about to join forces with LeBron? We'll discuss all the latest next.
No mercy.
All right, we have huge news in the NBA. Anthony Davis's agent, Rich Paul, has told the Pelicans that he has no intention of signing a contract extension and has requested a trade. Paul is also the agent for LeBron, and he told ESPN, quote, Anthony wants to be traded to a team that allows him the chance to win consistently and compete for a championship. AD can become a free agent at the end of next season, but there has been growing speculation that he could join LeBron in LA. Shannon,
yes.
Will AD be a Laker before the February 7th trade deadline?
I wish I could say yes, Skip, but I just don't
say
see
it.
Because I don't see how it happens.
Really?
Because what we've seen, Skip, is that these teams are unwilling to accommodate the player that requests out. Remember, Paul George says, I want to go to L.A. They said, okay, we're going to ship you on your way to L.A. We're going to OKC.
When he was in Indiana.
When he was in Indiana.
Okay.
You remember the wish list for Kawhi.
Yep.
He had the Lakers and the Clippers. He didn't mention nothing about Toronto. Spurs says, okay, you're going to Toronto. And even Kyrie on his first list, Boston was not on there. He had the Knicks and Brooklyn and Miami and this one. He didn't have Boston nowhere on there. So what we see is that teams are unwilling to accommodate, especially like, oh, you don't want to be us. If you don't want to be here with me, why would I accommodate you and send you where you would want to go? So I think that's really the big hold-up, Skip, because at the end of the day, the teams are going to do what's in the best interest of them. The last guy that I can remember getting to go where he wanted to go at the trade deadline was Carmelo Anthony. Melo says, I'm not going to re-sign. I want to go to the Knicks. The Knicks gave up Gallinari, Mozgov, Raymond Felton, Wilson Chandler, a number one pick, a first-round draft pick, and $3 million in cash.
Yep.
That's what they gave up for Carmelo.
Okay.
is Melo's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he's phenomenal. Melo can't hold a candle to that guy, Skip. And New Orleans says, hold on, why would I do that before having an opportunity to hear what Boston got? Because Boston got some young studs over there. They got old Jason Tatum. Now, Jaylen Brown is taking a step back. He's coming off the bench. He's not the Jaylen Brown, Skip, we saw in the playoffs last year. But Boston has 4 draft number 1 picks. They got the Kings, protected number 1. They got the Grizzlies, protected 1 through 8. They got the Clippers, and they got their own. So if I can give you a package, because I think anything, it's going to start with your best young talent. Jason Tatum with Boston Celtics, that's their best young talent, starting with him. Now, has Kuzma surpassed Brandon Ingram as the Lakers' best young talent? Because any deal is going to start with Kuzma or Ingram. And then it's probably going to go from there. Kuzma, Ingram, lo and behold, Skip, and I told you this guy, he's coming on, Zubats. Zubats going to be in this deal now, and I don't want to see Zoo go. I like old big Zubats. Looking good last night, gave me 24 and 14, didn't he, Skip? Look good. But I don't.
Everybody likes Zubats.
Yeah, that's my guy.
You're not the only guy.
Hard to not like.
Skip, this is why I don't see it happening, because I think the New Orleans is going to try to get what's best, because you're never going to win. You're not going to win this. Now, I think OKC in Indiana, I think it's a push right now. Victor Oladipo is an all-star. Paul George is in the MVP contention. He's an all-star. Sabonis has been unbelievable. So I think both teams is happy with what they got.
Sure.
But when you talk about a generational talent, you talk about a guy that's 29, 13, and 4 with 2 blocks and 2 steals a night. You ain't getting equal value for that. But I don't see it happening, Skip, by this trade deadline. I just don't see it happening.
So help me out again. Who's the agent for Anthony Davis?
Rich Paul. Old Richie.
Yep.
That's what they call him, old Richie.
Who works for LeBron
He works for
James.
he's the CEO of Clutch.
Yep.
LeBron works for him.
The CEO of Clutch is one LeBron James.
No, that Rich Paul agency.
No, sorry. So, you don't think the biggest power brokers in the NBA are LeBron James and Rich Paul, those two together? That's power. They can exert it. They can flex it. They can force things to happen. They can make threats. That they can vow.
We
do
that, Skip.
Yep.
We don't bully people. We don't threaten. That's so unbecoming of. That's beneath us. We request nicely. We let you know. We send you a letter. Anthony Davis would like to be traded.
Yep.
He has no intentions on signing a long-term deal.
Yep.
Would you please
That's
have any further questions?
What you need
reach
to
out.
know is what he's telling them privately, not publicly, right?
Yeah.
So I believe this deal will get done, and I believe I'm going to give it a 75% chance.
75 by next week?
Yep, that AD will be a Laker.
Wow.
Because of that, the power brokers that are LeBron and Rich Paul. Wow. Really the power broker who is LeBron James. I believe he needs this. I believe that the league thinks that he needs this. And I believe their bargaining chips are just as powerful as Boston's.
Oh.
Just because, this is just me.
Well, Boston can't get involved until the summer.
I got it.
Yep.
But I'm doing it right now.
Yes.
So New Orleans got to sit back and say, should we wait or should we take, right?
Right.
And right now, Lonzo Ball is going to be a star in this league. I'm convinced he's not on the same page with Luke Walton. We're going to talk about what LeBron's camp thinks of Luke later.
Okay.
But right now, something's going on with Lonzo and Luke where Lonzo unplugs on every other night, and there's something, he's clashing with the head coach. He doesn't like the way he's been handled, and his father probably is right in the middle of this, and we haven't heard from him lately, but I think he's exerting big influence.
And you'll hear
here.
even less when he goes to New Orleans.
Okay, well, let's just say Lonzo is available, and Lonzo goes, Kuzma goes. If you want to throw in Zubats and a first,
we'll give you Ingram.
Ingram instead of Zubats?
Yeah.
You want to keep Zubats,
Yeah.
but they're going to need a big, so that would be a good fit for them. So do you think life will go on without Zubats in L.A.? I think it will.
We get Tyson Chandler.
Okay. Well, you got what? Oh, you'll give him Tyson? They don't want Tyson Chandler.
Okay, but what about McGee?
McGee? They don't want old
I don't
guys.
think they want,
Yeah, but I want to keep Zubats. Skip, you see Zubats. He just started to blossom.
If I told you right now that Zubats was the linchpin in the deal, what would you say? Give him, right? You'd say laughable. Give him.
Hey, Zubats.
Come on.
Hey, bro. Hey, good
gotta
looking,
go.
bro. Hey,
Good luck
good
to
looking.
you.
It's been fun.
By the way, are New Orleans fans not having a rough week?
Yeah.
Oof,
Man.
man.
That's so true.
Oh,
I didn't even think about that.
Think about that. The Saints fans and now the Pelican fans are like, Us too?
It's already hard enough.
But Skip, here's the thing. I think Anthony Davis thought long and hard because he knew this was going to come. The moment this became public that he was requesting a trade, his fans were going to lash out. I'm sure his Twitter's going crazy. The old guard, the former NBA players that didn't move like this, were going to have we're going to have to going to weigh in.
But
agree. Anthony Davis has to make peace with one person, and that's Anthony Davis.
That is correct.
This is my life. This is my career.
What did I tell you on December 21st when his team visited L.A. to play against LeBron, and then that night after they went to dinner, right?
Yeah.
I told you it's time for Anthony to bite this bullet and just take this plunge. And it's not his character. It's not like him to be against the grain, to be a bad guy, because he's a good guy. In fact, he's almost too good of a guy, which brings me to his value. I'm still mesmerized by the fact that Anthony Davis is an annual leader in PER, whether he wins it or not. Now he's leading again this year. And you realize that he's played 41 of 50 games this year, and his team is 22-28. There's something wrong here. There's something missing in Anthony Davis. He's not an alpha. He's not a team leader. He's not a contagious rub-off effect guy who can just lift an entire team into the playoffs. So in 7 years in New Orleans, they've made the playoffs twice. And they did win they swept Portland last year, so I give him that, but he's 5-8 in the postseason. His overall record in New Orleans is 211 and 240. So he's quite a bit under 500.
Yes.
So he's obviously has superstar abilities. We don't doubt that. Because,
he's a superstar.
Yeah, he is a superstar who doesn't have solo superstar effect on the Pelicans. But he's made for LeBron. He needs LeBron even more than LeBron needs Anthony, because Anthony would flourish sort of in LeBron's shadow because he could be the complementary star to LeBron. LeBron would be the alpha and he would be the complementary. It's perfect. It's a really good it's a good union because so many of these superstars think, God, I don't want to have to share the stage with LeBron. He can be difficult. He can be tough. Anthony doesn't think that at all. He's a better fit for LeBron than any of all those other Paul Georges and Jimmy Butlers, and obviously Kyrie couldn't take it after a while, and all the what's the guy's name, number 2 up in Toronto?
Kawhi.
You know, he's a better fit than any of those
Kyrie
guys.
might be headed back to L.A.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
We'll get
that.
that later.
Talk about that. We're going to talk about it. But what I'm saying is, right now, they have pushed New Orleans up against the wall.
Yes.
And the clock is starting to tick, but you're right on time because now Anthony has a fractured finger that doesn't sound all that bad. They said it's better than what they thought. So he could come back in the next couple of days.
Well, Lonzo hurt too, so we trade hurt for hurt.
Okay. But right now, it's possible Anthony could just say, you know what, my finger's not good. I don't want to play another home game for the Pelicans.
Right.
So he could avoid getting booed at home. If he wants to, he could use the finger as like a valid excuse.
A man must really want to get out because this summer Anthony Davis can sign a contract for 5 years, $240 million.
Not about money.
So he said, Skip, my legacy.
Okay.
He says, how am I going to be remembered?
Okay. He loves LeBron. He fits with LeBron. They have good chemistry. They have good. They get along.
Yes, they vibe.
Right?
Yes,
they do. So it's perfect for him, and he needs to go there. And the Lakers want him, and the Lakers are going to be willing to give anything that New Orleans wants. You can throw all those other names in there.
Yeah, we're throwing all that. You want a statue? We'll give you one of these statues.
Do you want?
You want a banner?
Yeah.
We'll give you one of them.
We didn't talk about Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart. We can just keep on keeping on. Any of those people, they're all available.
Yes.
Any package that you want of players, right?
Absolutely.
Draft picks.
Yes.
This is it, because this would be the guy who would solidify LeBron's time in his 4 years.
You can't have LeBron and you can't have the guitar hero.
Yeah.
Oh, sir,
like
last
that?
a lot. No, you can't get the guitar hero.
Yeah.
Can't have it all.
Guitar.
Yeah.
You see picking that thing last night, Skip?
He said he heard,
like that.
said he heard Beat It. So
I said, kid,
I didn't know Beat It had a guitar solo.
No, Dirty Diana had
right.
had the guitar solo.
Yeah. So in the end, to me, I think it's going to happen. It's just all of it's starting to fall.
The stars are starting to align?
Yeah. All the stars are aligned.
And all this, Skip?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You forget he's only 25 years old, too. I mean, he's got a long...
It's going to be a lot of sleepless night. I have to go to some ball games. They get Anthony Davis, Skip, I'm going to be coming here dragging because I got to be at the games. I got to be at the games.
That's going to make you
see
go to the
LeBron
games?
and AD.
I'm just curious to see how much better without 3 or 4 key pieces that AD could make this
Okay.
team. I'm not sure about that.
I'm very sure about that.
Like championship sure?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. We get AD?
Did you see that First Cousins guy on Saturday night?
Yeah.
The new First Cousins.
I was gonna
Not
say, which
Kirk.
one?
It's DeMarcus. Right?
If
a different one.
the Lakers get AD, it's going to be Golden State and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
From here on, it is?
It'll be
Just this year?
If they get Anthony Davis, I'll make sure I'm speaking crystal clear.
Okay.
I want to make myself abundantly clear.
Okay.
If the Lakers
Yes.
get Anthony Davis, the Golden State Warriors, the Los Angeles Lakers,
Really?
in the Western Conference
Wow.
Finals.
Well, you realize that they won't have him until after the trade deadline, probably. So that means by that point you could be, I don't know, 5-6 games out of the 8th spot.
Bron's
You
coming.
like that?
Bron's coming.
Bron's
When's
not
he coming?
coming.
Bron coming.
I don't know.
Hey, you know them horror movies?
Yeah. Really? Which horror movie are you
Yeah, I
doing?
don't like the idea of it.
Oh, you hit that Predator on it. That Predator, the Predator.
Predator? He's Predator?
Oh, man, that joker. When he come, collecting trophies, heads. That when LeBron come.
Well,
he
Predator-
collect heads in the NBA.
You realize Predator had nuclear capability.
Got
You
him.
realize that?
Got
Does
him.
LeBron have nuclear
Got
capability?
him. And you know they nicked him too. He healed himself up. You remember?
Do
That
I?
thing in. Ah! Healed himself up.
Yeah, but Arnold got him.
He healed himself at the end.
Arnold tricked him.
He back.
Yeah.
You see, I saw him last.
good, Shannon?
Yeah, I
You
saw him about
wanna
3 months ago.
You know what? Golden State has 5 Arnolds up there.
Nah, don't worry about that.
they do.
They're gonna be us.
Yeah.
I believe they rough. I mean, they got KD. I mean, one night KD get 40, the next night Steph get 48,
Yep.
and then Clay the next night get 44. They gonna be tough to beat, Skip. They'll be gonna be awful tough. But boy, all I wanted that old 6'10" and a half guy with that bro.
Boy, he's only 6'10" and a half.
6'10" and a
That's kinda
half.
scary.
6'10" and a half, about 200 pounds. Woo-hoo-hoo. And then we got a little 6'9" monster. Oh, we got us a 6'9" monster, Skip Bayless. 6'9", about 265.
No mercy.
Hey everyone, Jenny Taft here, and thank you for listening to the Undisputed podcast. If you like what you hear, then you should subscribe to the First Things First podcast featuring Chris Carter, Nick Wright, and Jenna Wolfe. The First Things First pod breaks down the biggest stories in the world of sports. So if you like the NFL, NBA, college sports, then you're going to like this podcast, the First Things First podcast. The First Things First podcast drops Monday through Friday with a special weekend edition as well. And be sure to catch the show live on TV before us every weekday at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Now, back to our show.
No mercy.
You know, by now, it's pretty common to see New England in the Super Bowl since they are about to play in their 3rd straight. But the Patriots have been using the underdog label throughout their playoff run. And yesterday, in front of 35,000 fans at the team's send-off rally, Tom Brady had a clear message for any doubters. Shannon, take a listen to this.
I can't thank you enough. We're excited. I hope you guys are excited. And as Des said, let's let them hear it all the way down in Atlanta. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here.
All right. Oh, yeah.
I think it's clear how I feel
he
about
didn't drop
this.
the mic, he threw the mic.
He's over it.
Wow.
Shannon, I love your face. Do you like, love, or hate this? Should we guess, Skip, how he feels about this one? Or you want to tell us?
I hate it. And I'm tired of it, Skip.
Shocking.
I'm tired of it because it's a lie. You know it's a bald-faced lie. At the beginning of the season, in August, when the odds came out, the team that was picked to win Super Bowl 53 was who, Skip?
I don't really
And I
care.
know who, Skip?
I don't know.
The odds makers said the winner of Super Bowl 53, the favorite, was the New England Patriots. Now, how does a team that's gone to 4 of the what time about, Skip?
What about the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe? What did he say?
Whoa.
That's all I care
Give me
about.
time.
He's the oracle.
Whoa.
He's the last
Let me
word.
finish.
You.
Let me finish.
You.
Let me finish.
Okay.
How does a team that's gone to 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls, they've gone to 9 Super Bowls in an 18-year span, convince themselves and their fan base that they're the underdog when you're the favorite? Now, Vegas, They do this thing really well, Jen. Now, when I was a little boy, they used to build these buildings, but they were like $15, $20 million. And as I got into my 20s, they started building buildings. They were 100 million, 500 million. But today, they build buildings every other year. $2 billion, $2.5 billion. And you know how they build them? They build them with losers, not with winners. They said the New England Patriots are the favorite to win, not get to, win Super Bowl 53. So Tom Brady in this...
How fast did that change during the year?
Skip. It didn't change in Vegas' mind.
Yeah, it did. Changed fast. All of a sudden, it was Kansas City's the favorite, and then it was, for a while, Pittsburgh was the favorite, and then we could just keep going on and on.
All I'm trying to figure. So when did Tom Brady? When did the Patriots start hearing what everybody was saying? Because remember, Jenny, it only matters what comes out of this locker room. We don't hear we don't hear auxiliary noise. We don't hear that.
I never heard them say that, but go ahead. Did you hear Tom Brady say,
yes.
I don't listen to
Tom
anything?
Brady says if it doesn't come out of this locker room, it doesn't matter. All those naysayers. But somehow he's convinced himself. He's convinced that locker room, their fan base, that somehow they're the underdog. How do you get to be an underdog when you've gone to 4-5? But you know what? I'm going to leave it with this right here. I can imagine in 1998 when he's going to his 6 finals in 8 years. Michael Jordan is leading the chance. We're still here. We're still here. That's what the GOAT is doing. Hold on, no, hold on, Skip. No.
You're completely missing
No. The GOAT, the man that you said is better than Michael Jordan because he's had more opportunity to come through in the clutch.
Correct.
Is on a stage when he's gone to 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls, 9 Super Bowls in 18 years. He's leading a chant. We're still here. I can imagine Michael Jordan doing that. I can see it. I could have been sitting on my couch in 1998. I was in the league then. We about to win the second our championship, Jim. Michael Jordan leading the chant. We're still here. We're still here.
May I speak?
It's your turn.
I'd like to hear from you, Skip.
This guy covered that whole 1998 Bulls run, the last run in Chicago for Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, one time the whole year did anybody anywhere dare to doubt Michael Jeffrey Jordan or the Chicago Bulls. They were the favorite going in and the favorite going away. They left everybody in their dust because of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So don't give me, we're still here for the Bulls, because nobody doubted. This team was doubted from the start because this team had some early, ugly disasters at Blake Bortles, at Matthew Stafford. And pretty quickly, the Hall of Famer across from me, along with other Hall of Famers on this show, Eric Dickerson, started coming in here on a Monday basis saying, Father Time is tapping him on the shoulder. Father Time finally caught up to Tom Brady. He's lost some velocity. He's lost some accuracy. He's flinching. Okay. He's ducking, right? Did I not hear that?
I did.
He's lost some nerve in the pocket. That's what I heard all through the year. And his team was heavily doubted all year long. But I kept telling you, there's one guy in sports you better not bet against, and it's that guy. And that guy is rubbing your nose back into it because you gave him his no respect card that he's playing now, because everybody doubted this team all along. Before the Chargers game, I would say at least a majority of the media pickers picked the Chargers, right? And I'm pretty sure that ahead of the Kansas City game, a vast majority of the media picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win at home. Am I right about that? Well, so why shouldn't he be able to chant? I thought it was clever and creative and right on point. We're still here.
So you're going to 4 Super Bowls in 5 years, and you're an underdog.
But he's just doing this year. This year they became an underdog all year because everybody doubted. It was rampant doubt.
You know what?
It was runaway doubt.
How about this here? I would give you a valid argument had they been the 6th seed. They still had a bye. They were the number 2 seed.
They should have been the number 1 seed.
Okay. But that aside, if they were the 6th seed, they were a wild card, and they had to play wild card weekend, and they started on the road, and they went on the road again, and they went on the road again. Now you can chant, we're still here.
They did win on the road in the AFC Championship game, and that was an achievement. You know it, and I know it.
You're the number 2 seed, so there's not that vast difference. It's not like they're the 6th. It was 1-6.
Okay, and what you're also avoiding is the glaring fact that the world is sick and tired of the New England Patriots. Outside of Patriot Nation, They just don't want to see, especially 12 anymore. Like we're sick. The world is sick of Tom Brady.
That'd be corny.
Huh?
Corny.
Okay. He was there. We're excited. Are you excited? What football player says we're excited?
That was corny.
Who says, okay, he's corny, he's lame, he's nerdy, he's all of the above. I get it.
Yes.
He's also the clutchest player in the history of the sport, and we saw it right on display again at Kansas City in overtime.
So a guy that clutched is amazed that they're still there?
No, he's just saying it's for you. He's chanting for you because you dismissed him at midseason. There's no way. You thought there was no way they would be back in the Super Bowl.
It's the same thing.
Am I right?
Skip.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You thought there was no way.
Yeah.
And he's saying to you, Shannon Sharpe, I'm still here.
We do that.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
We do that every year.
Yep.
We do that with the Warriors. Steph gets injured. He misses these games. KD get nicked. They're like, okay, they look vulnerable. But at the beginning of the year, the Warriors are the favorite. At the middle of the year, when they go through, the team.
Steph isn't 41. It's easy to dismiss the 41-year-old.
Skip.
Right?
Skip.
He's not overplaying the no respect card because it's there.
It's not the 6 versus the 1 seed. He was the 2 seed. They were 3-point underdogs when the home team only gets 3 points for the road. So basically, it was a pick'em game. You know that. I know that. But like I said, if that's what you want to use to get you ready. Now, Tom Brady has said so many times, Jenny, and you can back me up on this. Tom Brady says once you get to this point, if you need extra motivation, you're in the wrong business.
Sure.
So now he needs what Shannon Sharpe says, what the Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson said, and what so many others have said that doubted him as motivation. So who lied?
Nobody.
What he said?
He's not lying.
Well, I thought he said he didn't need extra motivation.
He's driven. No, he's driven. And he's driven to show you he's going to play until 45. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But in the big picture, this whole team is playing with an edge it's never had before in this whole dynastic run because of we're still here.
Skip.
Because you wrote them off. Everybody wrote them off.
This is
right?
This is the same. This team has always had this arrogance. We have just
arrogance, but not. This is chip on shoulder. This is different.
We've just never heard them vocalize it like they have.
Okay.
They've always suppressed it.
They have. What did Patrick Chung blurt out yesterday? Can we hear that? Because this was very unpatriot-like to me. I don't know.
We love you, man. Hey, I appreciate the support. We're going to go out here and kick their ass, baby. I appreciate the support. We're going to go out here and kick their ass, baby.
What? A New England Patriot said we're going to go out there and kick their ass? When has anybody ever, the great Teddy Bruschi or any of the greats, would they have said this?
No.
They would have never said this.
But Skip, we saw this 2 weeks earlier when Julian Edelman had the shirts to rally and cry.
And I told you, I did not like it.
Right.
But bet against us. It was like a dare.
Right.
Bet against us.
And the Patriots logo.
So he marketed it?
Right. And the thing is, Skip, they've always felt this behind closed doors.
Yep.
Coach Belichick is always still this level of confidence. They're confident because they've covered every situation they could possibly be placed in, and that's why they never feel they're out of a ball game because no matter what has happened, Coach Belichick has already prepared them for it. But what we've seen lately over the last year and a half, they've become more outwardly with it. They feel, hey, we are who we are. You know what? We're tired of suppressing who we actually are.
Yep.
We're going to tell you, yeah, we know we're good.
Okay.
And this is how we're going to burn.
And by the way, Julian Edelman backed up his T-shirt sales with 7 catches for 96 yards, including 2 3rd and 10s in overtime, right?
Yes.
So I got to give it up to him. He backed it up, right?
Yes.
And so when Brady is at his most dangerous is when he's been challenged or doubted. What happened after Deflategate? What happened?
Atlanta choked.
No, well, the Legion of Boom happened, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he throws for 124 against the Legion of Boom and 2 touchdowns in overtime. Again, you
No.
can
That was the Deflategate was after that game. I'm talking about you talking about when had to hand him that trophy.
Yeah.
When he got suspended.
Yeah. After his suspension.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He
that was Atlanta.
Suspended. Right, but he got doubted the first time over Deflategate going to the Seattle game.
Right? And Arizona,
and then another one, he got a hold because he had to eat the suspension, swallow it.
Yep.
So then, once again, here he goes again against Atlanta, and Roger had to hand him the trophy.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
I got it. Well, here he goes again. The Shannon Sharpes of the world, and there's really only one Shannon Sharpe, so I shouldn't make that plural because it's really Shannon Sharpe has doubted Tom Brady, and don't you think he hasn't heard that?
Yeah, because he's going to my city.
Yeah. Okay.
My city.
Okay, well, it looks like he might own it for an afternoon, right?
Yeah.
He's got something to prove.
Oh,
He's
man.
got your attention.
Do you think it's possible you could hand him the trophy?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm going to be unavailable at that time. I'm going to be busy. I'm working.
You're Atlanta's own.
No, I'm going to be working. I'll be working on my debate because I know, I need to put extra time in because I know Monday we're going to be coming back and we're going to talk a lot, so I'll be going over my notes.
Going over.
Good. He's going to have a lot to prepare
A
for.
lot of notes.
Guys, Anthony Davis might be coming to the Lakers. Could Kyrie Irving follow right behind him? Yeah, I just said that. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
LeBron and Kyrie keep doing things, lead people to believe a reunion is in the works. Kyrie recently called LeBron to apologize for how he left Cleveland, and then LeBron posted a video of himself on Instagram singing Fetty Wap's song Rewind, and he just happened to tag Kyrie in the post. So, Shannon, what do you make of all this?
I don't make anything out of it.
Come on.
I don't. I think I don't look at this as a reunited, this like Peaches and Herb moment, reunited and it feels so good. I don't think that's going to happen. I think a lot of people, Skip, sometimes you get, how you break up, I know you never had this happen, but sometimes you break up with your.
How do you know that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Let me finish. Sometimes you break up, your girlfriend, you and her break up. And after like a year or something, she calls you out of the blue. The first thing go through your mind, we getting back together. No, you're not. She just wanted to ask you a question, see how you were doing. That's it.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
Have you had that happen?
I've had that happen.
I'm hypothetical.
Really?
Yeah, how you do it. You know how I do it. You see me every
just
day on
checking
Skippy.
He's not just checking in.
That would be talk about how you doing. I hadn't seen or heard from you in a while. You see me every day on Skippy and Shannon. That's how I do it. How you do it. But anyway, as I was saying, Skip Bayless, I understand that Kyrie reached out to LeBron and apologized for the way he handled some situations because he's probably going through a similar situation, him being the leader and the young guys are not understanding or not trying to understand what he's trying to convey. But I think it's a stretch to think that because Kyrie reached out, that now we automatically start to try to put two and two together and says, okay, man, they about linked back up in L.A. I don't see that happening, Skip Bayless. Maybe that was a song that they played when they were in Cleveland together.
Maybe.
Fetty Wap had it going on for a sec. But I don't see it. You don't see it either because you tell me every day, every time you come up, that Kyrie was just tired of it. He couldn't deal with it anymore, and he just wanted to be gone. Now he's gone, and now he wants to come back. So I don't think, I think LeBron is like, LeBron loves his music. And I just think he's tired. He's tired of rehabbing, and he had some time on his hand. He said, you know what? Let me get the internet buzzing.
Yeah, he got
Tag
buzzing.
Kyrie, and boom, here we go.
So if LeBron had a history of parody posts, where he had, like he was always sarcastic or poking fun or having fun with so-and-so or just trying to, even if he was trying to show up Kyrie some way.
Okay.
I would roll with everything you just said, but he doesn't have a history of this. When he posts, it's for real. He's usually passive aggressively trying to make a statement about something. This wasn't even passive aggressive.
He tagged
This was
him.
just blatant, man. He tagged him across the top, man. This is like this.
So are you trying to say LeBron tampering?
No, he's not tampering. It's just a pathetically desperate public plea.
Oh, my
Please come back, Kyrie.
There you go. See,
I miss my closer. I need my closer. and if LeBron happened to watch, and I'll bet if I know LeBron, he did watch Saturday night. Boy, Kyrie was close, and he couldn't close it all the way, but he hit 3 big late shots against Golden State. Till finally Steph and Clay were all over him, and he missed everything from the baseline late in that game. But if they had just boxed out correctly and gotten Draymond's second free throw miss, Kyrie would have gotten the last shot, and I wouldn't bet against him making that shot.
Oh, he was special Saturday night.
He was special.
But I don't think, look, like you said, there's a reason why LeBron is, it's hard for me to imagine there's a more well-known athlete than LeBron, and he moves the needle. Advertisers, agencies, endorser, product, they know that. So when he tweets something or he speaks something, earth moves.
Yeah, it did. And I believe it was legitimate please come back.
No,
Yeah, it was.
See, it can't be, it'd be really nice if Kyrie and I got back together. See, he had to take it a step further. Oh, he out there begging. He out there, please come back, Kyrie.
Well,
nah,
sure looked like it to me.
That's what I thought.
LeBron James don't strike me as no Keith Sweat type.
No?
Yeah, he ain't no beg.
He's singing. He's singing to him. He's trying to serenade
That's the
Kyrie.
song.
Serenade.
That's old
Yeah.
Fetty
Really?
Wap was. That's Fetty's song.
Well,
So-
I know what it is, but LeBron adopted it, and he was flat out singing it in the back seat.
So in other
right?
words, LeBron is begging.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It was pathetically begging. What? That's just desperate.
I watched it and I was like, oh, interesting. LeBron, a little desperate here. Looking for a new friend.
I can't even believe. You know what?
That's what I thought right when I watched it.
Midwest Molly over here.
Well, okay, well, that would be the reaction of most
Right?
people.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because she's not completely immersed in this, and she just from a distance, she's just looking at like, he's begging. That's what.
Oh, that's what you looked
Watch
at it,
it
yeah?
back.
Oh, that's what you looked at it.
It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, he's begging, Shannon.
He's not mad at
You
me.
got to accept it.
Okay, Skip, let's be all the way 100.
Yeah, I just was.
Did LeBron strike you as a type that be begging?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
In the last 16 years, everything that LeBron wanted, he's worked for and has been placed at his feet. Why that man got to beg?
Well, I've told you before, would he take Kyrie back if Kyrie wanted
sure
to come
he
back?
would.
Yes.
Skip.
Okay, I just don't think Kyrie would ever want to come back. He was done with it. And I told you, he used LeBron to send a message back to his team in Boston.
Hell, Nicole Murphy broke up with me. I'll take her back tomorrow.
You would?
Yeah, I would.
Well, that's a hypothetical.
Okay, then. See, we do a hypothetical.
Good to know.
Why you got to take it that far? I was just making that up. I don't want people to talk about Shannon Sharpe and Nicole Murphy. We were just friends. We casually talk. But anyway, as I was saying before, I was so rudely
You
interrupted.
offered this information.
No, Skip be harassing me. I'm tired of you putting this narrative out here that LeBron James is begging.
Well, how did it come off? So, look, this is what I tweeted instantly when I saw it, whatever night it was.
Stay off social media.
Huh?
Stay off
Stay
social
off.
media.
I can't help. Somebody sent it to me.
Ain't nobody say, how you would get it? I thought you ain't follow nobody. What
Maybe
they
I
send you stuff
sent
up?
it to
Somebody
you.
sent-
I liked
no?
it, yeah.
You know
I
who
probably
did? Our
sent it.
man Michael Rappaport sent it to me. I'm not calling him out or divulging. He just sent it to me because he saw it.
Michael's
like,
a hater, and
he's
you
looking
know that
out.
he's
Okay,
a chief
but
LeBron
I looked
hater.
at it and I was like, what? And you know what my first thought was? And
What?
I tweeted this. Somewhere, Michael Jordan is shaking his head because this is so beneath LeBron James.
Nah, let
Come
me tell you
on.
when Michael Jordan was shaking his head
Yeah.
when he saw that pep rally yesterday. He's like, I cannot believe they got Tom Brady up on the stage talking about we're still here. That's what Michael Jordan is up in arms about.
Okay, Michael Jordan did not play in the National Football League, but he did play in the NBA. And so does the guy who tries to say that he's Michael Jordan, that he's better than Michael
No,
Jordan.
there's a lot of people that said that.
Oh, no, not a lot of people.
A lot of people.
He said that.
No, okay, he
you
did.
know? And so somewhere, Michael was chortling.
Hold on, talk about Skip, baby.
Chortling over this.
Hold on, Jenny, just for a second. Now, last week it was reported that Tom Brady walked into the locker room and said, I'm the baddest mofo on the planet. You had no problem with that. But when old GOAT James walked into somewhere or sit down and did an interview, I think it was him, Maverick, Rich Paul, Mav Carter, and Mims. They all sitting around. He said, I'm the GOAT. He said, I'm GOAT. I'm GOAT
Yeah,
James.
But you know what he used for what proved it was that they came back from 3-1 down, right? That cinched it right there that I'm the GOAT.
Yeah.
And yet Draymond got suspended, then Kyrie hit the last shot that closed it.
Whoa. John Paxson hit a last shot.
Okay.
And won an NBA title. Steve Kerr hit a last shot that won an NBA title.
Plays
Nobody
were
take.
called.
No. That play wasn't
LeBron
called.
was just,
First of all,
I'm out of the way, you do it.
First of all, there was no timeout call. So that play for John Paxson was not called. Horace Grant got the ball, and he kicked it out to John Paxson. So there was no play called. Thank you very much before I was so.
But it wasn't like it was game 7. This is game 7.
I don't care if it was game 2.
It was game like
Didn't happen.
5,
It
right?
was game 6.
Yeah. I think it was
They
game.
won. They won. That was against Phoenix.
Okay, go ahead.
As I was saying, Skip, but you need to stop this notion that LeBron James, would LeBron love to have Kyrie back? Sure, Skip. But I believe Kyrie is happy where he is. Kyrie wants the opportunity, to lead a team. And he knows if he goes back to LeBron, the opportunity that he wants to be at the forefront of leading a team is not going to be there.
Okay, so why would LeBron post this? Is he that desperate for clicks? Really?
No, you don't get clicks on IG.
Well, I know, but I'm doing figurative clicks, views.
Yeah, the man got 46 million followers.
Okay, well,
I told him to send the boy a couple of them.
You know what they say about money? Nobody ever has enough money.
No,
He doesn't have enough followers, right?
No.
Huh?
Your followers are getting up there.
I'm going to use that, gain that momentum, gaining.
You're close. I
I'm gaining, about to get a meal.
Really?
I'm going to catch you, too. I'm going to catch you on Twitter, though.
Well, that hasn't come close to happening.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Okay.
I think you bought a couple of those things.
I bought none of
I'm
them.
Absolutely gonna have my people.
Zero.
I'm going to have my
so.
people look into
How many did you buy on IG?
I ain't buy none.
Yeah, okay.
They love on
Yeah.
They
Do
they
they?
love Yes, yes. I get invited to all the cookouts. Say, you come up, pull up anytime.
Really?
Yes. They say, you can't come.
Really?
And Jenny, you already know Jenny bringing casserole, so she's not invited either.
I'm a good guest.
No, because you bringing casseroles, and you cannot come to the cookout with a casserole.
Really?
That's not
Really?
No green bean casserole, no macaroni
Okay.
casserole, no broccoli casserole.
I'll remember that.
No.
Okay, fine. Hopefully I'll.
Skip,
get invited.
we'll let you come. I mean, you got to bring some yak or something, though, Skip. You just can't bounce up in there.
Hey, if I came, you'd have to
You'd
sell
be in
tickets.
trouble. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I ain't going there because, you ain't going to want to drink.
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't going to be no swearing because, when you go to the cookout, all the...
Yeah.
Bets are off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like a party.
I get to be up for real.
Okay.
At the
I hope,
cookout.
I hope we see that one day. Either way, we got to talk about the Pro Bowl. Does the NFL need to make some big changes to it? We're going to discuss everything next.
No mercy.
The AFC beat the NFC 26-7 yesterday in the Pro Bowl. The game was far from a typical NFL game since Ezekiel Elliott and Alvin Kamara were among a group of offensive players that play defense. A real defensive player, Jamal Adams, had a sack and interception, was named the defensive MVP. So, Shannon, what was your takeaway from the game?
Skip, I never thought I'd say this. It's time to do away with the Pro Bowl because they don't take it serious anymore. The top guys don't show up anymore. Tom Brady hadn't been to the Pro Bowl in such a long time. They've changed the format. They removed it from Hawaii. And so now your top quarterbacks from the NFC, they don't show up. So you have to go to your 6th, 7th, 8th alternate to get guys to come. You got Alvin Kamara, you got Zeke playing defense, Mike Evans playing defense, Zeke lined up at quarterback. Skip, if I'm a team and I see Alvin Kamara, I see Zeke playing defense, and one of those guys get injured playing defense, you know I'm going to lose my mind, right? And that's what has happened. That's what it's turned into. It used to be the whole thing for me was going to the Pro Bowl, Skip. I wanted to go as the Super Bowl champ because I remember going the first time that I went and seeing the guys come as Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
And remember saying, I want that to be me. I want to come over here and everybody look up to you. You're revered because this is what, I'm here. I'm glad that, fans and my peers and coaches and GM or whoever select thought I was worthy enough to come to the Pro Bowl. But that ain't why I play this game. I want to come over here after I've won that. And now they've removed that element. Skip, that was the whole part about it. Okay, you got one last chance at football, and it's the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl. You can't have the Pro Bowl in between the Super Bowl. And now the guys don't take it serious. Skip, it's a joke. And it shouldn't be like this. Skip, we took it serious. Because there are ramifications. You get hurt. You can get hurt, and you go and have ass out there. That's when it's more likely that you're going to get hurt. Skip, I never thought I could say this because I remember when they almost canceled it one time before because the guys were playing two-hand touch. And they thought long and hard, and they came really, really close to canceling the Pro Bowl. But the NFLPA stepped in and said, we'll do a better job. And they tried a lot of different things. They had a format where, kind of like the NBA All-Star game. You can pick a guy from a different conference and yada, yada, yada. But, Skip, this is a joke. And one more thing. I don't know if anybody noticed it. Do you know who the coaches were for the NFC?
I do.
The Cowboys. Some of the best talent. Now, granted, a lot of guys stayed away. But still, that's the best talent of the guys that wanted to come. And the Cowboys offense, a Cowboy-led offense, scored 7 points. Let us think of it for just a second. Now, they fired Scott Linehan, so now we run out of people to blame. You got 7 points with all that talent. But Jason Garrett didn't blame. He's going to get a contract extension, Skip. Good luck. Good luck. I guess what? I won't see you in Super Bowl 54. That won't happen.
Well, maybe they should have played Dak Prescott from the start instead of just in the fourth quarter, and maybe they would have scored 27.
No, maybe they'd have scored 10 points.
Yeah. Well, he should have scored 14. He hit Amari Cooper right in the face mask with a deep
Hit
ball.
right on top of his head.
Right? So that happened. So I am with you on all the above you just said because yesterday felt like the death of the Pro Bowl to me. It is time to officially eliminate it, and I will give you this. Jason Garrett was right in the middle of the embarrassment,
yes.
the eyesore that this game became yesterday. And I realize it rained the whole game, so nobody wanted to be out there, and I'm sure very few wanted to be in the stands. But I'm going to echo something you said because I go back before you played in the NFL. I go back to the days I was actually assigned to cover this game because it was important. I covered this game in Hawaii. I covered it in San Diego. I covered it right here at the LA Coliseum. That's how far back I go. And it wasn't just serious business. It was like a quasi-playoff game.
Yeah.
Like it was AFC versus NFC, and there were bragging rights on the line, and there were bonuses on the line. And it felt like a cool game because it was the last game we were going to get to watch for about 6 months.
Yes.
And it came after the Super Bowl, as you pointed out. And it was wistful because when it ended, it's like, oh, man, that's the end.
Right.
We don't get to see a game until the Hall of Fame game on whatever, August the 7th or whatever it is, right?
Yep.
So those players took it seriously. And you're right. The harder you play, the less risk you have of getting hurt. But it was just what you did. They just liked to play football, and they enjoyed playing football. And the rules were actual football rules.
Yeah.
And I look up yesterday, and Jason Garrett is sending offensive players in the third quarter into the game to play defense. And the first play I see Ezekiel Elliott running on defense, he lines up at defensive end and stunts inside to rush the passer. Then Kamara comes in, and he's rushing the passer. Well, now you've just turned it into an all-out joke.
Yes.
Now I can't even, at least Mike Evans, if Mike Evans is going to play cornerback, I can say, or Jalen Ramsey's going to play receiver. At least I can do, we're just switching roles.
Right.
Mike Evans.
And we did in practice.
Yeah.
We did some things like that,
but
not in the game.
Zeke rushing the passer? What are you doing, Jason?
Skip, I remember.
Jason's yucking it up. I've never seen him laugh so much.
Yeah.
You know what I said? Why don't you name him the permanent Pro Bowl coach so he can't be the Dallas coach anymore, right?
Skip, and I told Wade, I said, Wade, you ought to let me rush the passer.
Wade Phillips.
Wade Phillips, the head coach. And we were winning a ball game.
Okay, but I can see you rushing the passer.
In an actual game. And Skip, he's about to put me in. Jim Fossil, who's the offensive coordinator at the time, and said, Wade, what the hell are you doing? He said, do you know what Pat Bowlen to have our asses if the lineman cut him and he's out for the year?
Okay.
So Wade called me back. Okay, I get up. But Skip, come on, not here. I get it. You want to do this in practice, have a good time, so what? But Zeke played quarterback and ran the zone read with Saquon Barkley.
I know, I saw it.
So now,
fake punt.
What you think, Roger Goodell? What you think the higher ups in the NFL is thinking now? He's like, y'all take this as a joke. Y'all ain't taking this serious.
And then furthermore, on handoffs, I've never seen it this bad before, where Saquon or whoever Zeke would get the ball, and as soon as anybody sort of got in his area code and just reached for him, they would just blow the whistle, blow it dead.
Yes.
Where you couldn't even have mild contact.
Right.
Like there's no contact whatsoever. Yeah. It's not even two-hand touch kind of contact. They just said, let's eliminate contact from the Pro Bowl because I'm sure the agents are applying pressure. I get that. Then don't play.
Exactly.
Just don't play.
Exactly. Now, Skip, when we played, I'm not want to tell anybody, we weren't cutting.
Yeah.
We weren't doing all the stuff like in a normal game. But I caught a seam route, and Ronnie Lott put his shoulder in my chest.
Fine. It's football.
Yes,
that's what it is. And you knew it going out there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But Skip, this was ridiculous yesterday. This was a joke.
Okay, and to your point, Kellen Moore is, I don't know if he's going to call plays or not, but he called all the plays yesterday. It looked like, except Jason Garrett would suggest.
Oh, that's what you called them plays?
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
I call bull jive. That's what he called.
Okay, well, it looked like it wasn't a good start for Kellen Moore. No. So I'll give you that. But the whole game was a joke, so I can't get real riled up about it because in the end, Jason Garrett signed off on Zeke going in to rush the passer.
Because once you do that, Skip, once you put that chain of events in motion,
that's what
it's
happened.
over.
It's over. The game was over at that point.
That's it.
Really? Wow.
In the third quarter, Skip, I can see if it's the last play of the game. Okay, fine. You know, guys, ladder, hook. Okay, get it. But, Skip, that early in the ball game, is this what you're taking it as a joke?
Okay.
And they've tried to increase the purse, Skip. They've done everything they can. Because when I remember when the losers got $5,000, the winners got $10,000.
Okay.
And I think my last year, and to say, you know, Tom Brady said he don't care about the Pro Bowl, I remember a time he did care about the Pro Bowl. Because my last Pro Bowl in 2001, guess who was there as a replacement?
Really?
That ain't none of my business. I don't even know why I brought that up, Jenny.
Really?
But anyway,
Did you get to know him?
You know what? I met his sisters. I met a couple of their friends. I spoke to him because I think it was he, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was he, Peyton Manning, and Steve McNair, rest his soul. I think those were the quarterbacks.
Okay.
I had some pretty good ones in my Pro Bowl. Hey, you had Joe Montana, Elway, had Marino, had Warren.
Tom Brady throw you a pass, even in practice?
Skip Bayless.
Huh?
I knew this was going to be probably my last one. They didn't throw me nothing.
Really?
I went over there. I ain't going to lie, Skip. I said, look here. As a matter of fact, they already knew I was going to shut it down on them, Skip. They brought the replacement in.
Really?
I started the game. After that, Coach Kyle was the head coach.
He shut you down. Huh?
Up out of there.
Really? Well, you don't seem to mind it.
No, I wasn't upset.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wasn't upset.
You realize you could have caught a pass from Tom Brady?
I could have. Ain't nobody going to remember it, though.
Yeah.
I caught some passes. He threw me pat and go. He
Did
threw me,
he?
yeah, I caught some good. Woo!
In practice?
In practice.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the only time I did something.
Well, that's the greatest thing that ever happened to you.
No.
I
Right.
wish we had some video.
No, we got no video. You know what? They didn't chronicle things today
The same way.
like, in yesteryear, Skip. You know that. Because everything is mic'd up. Everything is chronicled. We didn't have, even if they didn't chronicle it, you can see it on someone's camera. Because everybody now, they got their camera, they practicing, and everybody got their camera. So you can see you can see what's going on.
Look, on NBA All-Star Weekend, Saturday night's my favorite night because of the skills. And I don't know if you can, I don't even watch the NFL skills, so forgive me for that.
Okay.
But can you approximate that? Is that enough to replace the game?
Well, you remember, Skip, the quarterbacks used to have a thing where they throw through the tires and things like that.
That works.
But it's hard for you to play football if you don't tackle.
It's just hard.
So I don't know if you want to play flag football, but if you give somebody a helmet and shoulder pads, people expect you to put people on the ground.
Terrible.
It just left a bad taste in your mouth, kind of like, oh, we're still watching this? Okay, we need some changes. Well, Tom Brady may not care about the Pro Bowl, but is he still going to play until he's 45? We'll discuss that with Greg Jennings next.
No mercy.
So check out these crazy numbers. Tom Brady is about to play in his 9th Super Bowl, and he's trying to win his 6th championship. Here's another number, 41, as in Brady's age. He has already said he wants to play until his mid-40s, and that didn't change when he was asked about retirement this weekend. Let's take a listen to what he had to say about it.
Is there any chance that this is your last game? Zero.
Zero.
Say it. I don't want to just say it.
There's zero, yeah.
Okay.
There's zero. I've said that for a long time. I feel like I'm asked that a lot, and I feel like I repeat the same answer. I've set a goal for myself at 45, and like I said before, it's very hard to make it that far. I know how hard it was this year, and the commitment it takes, and hopefully I've learned from some of the things that happened this year to be better next year.
And take a look at what Rams corner Nickel Roby-Coleman said about Brady. He will slowly start to reveal himself. Age has definitely taken a toll. I think that he's definitely not the same quarterback he was. He still can sling it, but he's not slinging it as much. Whatever he was doing because of his age and all that, he's not doing as much of that anymore. He's still doing the same things. He's just not doing as much of it. And sometimes it's not the sharpest. He had a lot to say. We are joined by Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings. Good to have you with us this morning. But first, Skip.
Yeah.
So, you think Brady's going to play till 45?
I definitely believe he will play until he's 45. And a quick thought on Roby-Coleman.
What do you think of it?
Isn't he the guy who's luckiest to even be playing in the Super Bowl? Isn't he the guy who made the all-time blunder that should have been called?
Yeah.
And he was taken off the hook by 3 referees who decided not to pull their flags. And he dares to call out
Surprising.
Thomas, Edward, Patrick, Brady, the one man in sports you do not bet against and you do not call out. I keep telling you that, and you won't buy it. You
Call
won't
him out.
listen. Call him out. Here we go. This is the guy who has told you from the start, I'm going to play until I'm 45. I got to knock on wood because this is obviously barring career-threatening or ending injury, which obviously could happen on any given play. I'm knocking on wood again. But barring that, he will play until he's 45, and he will be driven by you. And Eric Dickerson, I'm not sure about you. We'll see where you stand after this topic is over. But he loves to hear you scoff at him and dismiss him and disrespect him because you fuel him. And in the end, you keep trying to impose your rules on him, your career ceiling on him. Greg played until you were 32-ish, right? 32, 35 here. And he's saying 45, and you say, you can't do that. It's not feasible. It's just not possible. And he's saying, watch me. I'm going to shatter the mold. I'm going to play far longer than anybody has played because I've figured out how to even get better. We just saw 2 games, Chargers-Chiefs, in which I've never seen him better than in those 2 games. And after the Chiefs game, I don't think I've ever seen him have any more fun that he was having on that football field in overtime and soon after celebrating with his teammates. So what can he do in life to replace that? Well, it's impossible. You just can't. It's fun. You've won 3 of them. You won 1 of them. You know that euphoric feeling that you experienced. Well, he's experienced it 5 times, and he's got a shot at 6 times to experience it. And knowing him, he'll have a 7th and an 8th shot before this is all over. So I fully, completely expect him to play until he's 45. And I say God bless Roby Coleman, because that's the exact thing that he needed to motivate him further for this Super Bowl.
Yeah, Edelman might catch 25 passes.
He might.
No, I don't believe he will, Skip. I thought he was going to be gone if they'd have kept Garoppolo. I believe he would have been gone then. But since that didn't happen, they got rid of Garoppolo, cleared the decks for Tom. I'm going to stick with it. I believe 20 years will be his last in New England. Now, he might choose to go elsewhere, and we've seen some of the other greats.
So you're saying next year, last year?
Last year.
Okay.
Next year's his last year. But I'll say that with a caveat. Well, if they're going to run the ball and protect him like they did the last 2 games, well, he might play till he's 50. But Skip, we haven't seen them run the ball like this in 16 games. We haven't seen this offensive line protect him. Although he was the 3rd least sacked quarterback in all of football, he took some shots in some games, and he didn't look the same. So, however, as great as he looked in these final 2 games in the playoffs, with 1 to come, Tom didn't look like that a lot during the regular season. This is I'm not making this up. He didn't. He didn't look like this against Detroit. He didn't look like this against the Titans. He didn't look like this against Jacksonville.
How do you look against Patrick Mahomes? Just asking.
Okay. But
how do you look against Aaron Rodgers? I'm just asking.
But
Kirk Cousins?
There were other games in which he didn't look like this.
True. Yeah.
So, with that being said, I'm going to stick to my, I'm going to say 2020. He plays 20 seasons. It can go quick, Skip, because if you remember, Peyton Manning, his second to last year, he threw for 39 touchdowns, 1 behind Andrew Luck, who threw for 40. And the next year, he stepped off a cliff. Now, he was on fumes. And just as the fumes ran out, he crossed the finish line with a Super Bowl 50. That was it.
Does Tom Brady look like he's on fumes to you? I'm just asking.
Peyton Manning didn't look like he was on fumes when he threw 39 touchdowns, did he, Greg?
He didn't. However, and I've compared him to Peyton, and I'm done doing that because he's not Peyton. He will play till he's 45. he will flat out play till he's 45, and he said why. I have a goal. Number one, stop asking me.
Yep.
Tell me a player in sports that is more purpose-driven and intentional about a goal. None. This is why he's where he's at. Then you look at Tom Brady, he's never experienced losing. Why would he hang it up? And I don't think there's no way he's not playing for New England. They don't have the Steve Young. They don't have the Aaron Rodgers. They don't have the Andrew Luck draft pick that they see in the foreseen future right now that's going to replace him. They don't have these things in place. They did.
Right.
They thought but they don't have it any longer. So there's no reason for him to walk away right now. He's missed in his career 2 postseasons. 2. 1 because He was injured in 2008.
Yep.
Speaking of injury, how many times has he been injured? Once. 2008. And we continue to compare him to Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had a serious neck injury where probably shouldn't have come back from it. And so we look at Tom Brady. He's always been healthy. They've always protected him. Is he going to take hits? Absolutely. One thing I'm starting to understand about Tom Brady is if we just listen to him, we would learn a lot. Because he said in that interview, this year, it was a rough year. It was growing pains. And hopefully next year, I will learn from this year. Hopefully next year, I will learn from the mistakes I made this year and the things that I had to, the hurdles that I had to overcome this year. That's one thing about Tom Brady that I think we discount. Every single year, he's intentional about looking at the previous year and being better.
He is.
And being better not only for himself, but for his team. One last thing. He said he's playing till he's 45. Giselle knows that he's playing till he's 45. I think after that, then he might be in trouble with home. Up until that point, I think she's giving him the leeway and the okay, you know what? He's going to play till he's 45.
Yeah, I'm done talking about it because you ain't listening to me no more anyway.
No.
All it does is start an argument. We don't argue about anything except when you're coming home. So I'm going to leave you alone.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So all he needs is for one Nickel Roby Coleman to say what he said.
I didn't even say that.
You want to talk about starting the bonfire inside Tom Brady? Because he said all the things that you said during the year at various points when you had a case.
Yeah.
You could say, gee, I'm seeing that. But I kept telling you, well, I don't see that. I don't see drop in velocity or accuracy. You said he was flinching, ducking in the pocket, losing a little bit of nerve. And I'm sure if you look at all the game tape in order, that he's looking at it saying, oh, he's not who he used to be. Well, you better not dare that devil, man, because he's going to say, I'm going to get, I don't remember what number he wears, but he's just going to remember whatever
23,
number.
isn't he?
Is he 23? Maybe.
Look.
Remember.
Oh, Tom knows what number he is.
Yeah. Oh, he'll know, and he'll only know 23. He'll only know whatever the number is, and he's going to be looking for him.
What are you supposed to do? You don't sneak up on nobody. I mean, look, we here. You playing the Rams. So what? So let me ask you a question. If I didn't say nothing, Tom, we're going to try to light me up?
No, Shannon, come on now. Come on. Now, you know better. You don't give. Both teams are here. Both teams understand why they've gotten here. We haven't heard this out of Nickel Roby all year.
No.
What are you doing? Number one, pay attention to
you
what's
of all
on your.
people.
Pay attention to what's going to be in front of you all week. You ain't got to worry about Tom Brady. You worry about 11. You worry about that guy.
You got your hands full with him.
Like, don't worry about
slot corner, I think.
Yes.
Don't worry about nobody else but Julian Edelman. That's your focus. And you have to understand, this is why the Patriots are so great when it matters. They know when to mute themselves in the media. They know how to approach games like this. And teams, this is when they start to have advantages. And I'm not one to say that teams who haven't been there and haven't had experience don't have an advantage or disadvantage. But the disadvantage comes when you're asked questions like this and you don't know how to respond. Just give the man credit, know what you feel, and go about your business.
So true.
And yet, Shannon Sharpe.
Yes.
I've told you all year that he's come the close. I don't think you can master the art of playing quarterback because it's just the hardest position to play in sports, and it's just such a dynamic where it's just ever changing. Defenses are figuring new ways to beat you, new ways to get to you, and yet in these two playoff games, he came the closest to mastering the art of playing quarterback, which also involves and entails getting rid of the ball very quickly. 2.18 seconds, the ball has been gone in the two playoff games. It's just hard to get to him.
Oh, you're not getting there.
It's why Joey Bosa finally he was just gassed in the fourth quarter and turned to him and said, quit throwing it so fast. Because it's so fast, he just wears out a pass rush because you just fight your behind off to get to him again and again and again, and the ball's gone. And he's processing so quickly, he's making correct reads, speed reading.
Yeah.
And so the ball's gone to the right receiver and hitting him in the hands. Well, it's hard to rush that. You can't stymie that with a pass rush because you're not going to get to him.
Well, the only thing you must take away is first option. And normally, I believe 80% of the time, Julian Edelman is his first option because he's the closest to him. He's going to run the shallow cross, or he's going to run the option route, the whip. You know, he starts in and goes back, or he's going to run the Zorro. He starts and then takes off again. So I believe you must start by taking him away.
Okay.
And so if you take him away, that's your 2.1. Now he brings it down. Now that's when Donald.
Right, now you got a shot.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's when Brockers are going to have to earn their pay. Because Wade said it best. At this juncture of his career, the guy's played 19 years. He's seen every coverage and where you're going to start from. At some point in time, it comes down, can we outplay this?
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Yes, and to your point, I think that when you're approaching this game as the Rams, you have to make the Patriots one-dimensional. And this may sound crazy. You got to make Tom Brady beat you. You cannot allow them to run the football and Tom Brady have the opportunity to beat you too.
Because you'd never beat him.
You're not going to beat him if he can run the football, and we know what he can do. So allow him. It's like playing Michael Jordan. Teams understood, okay, we got to take away everybody else. Jordan is going to be Jordan. He's going to get what he gets. Tom Brady is going to do what he does. But you cannot let this running game, this offensive line, get into rhythm and then sustain and control the line of scrimmage.
8-minute
You
drive.
cannot do that if you're the Los Angeles Rams and think you're going to win.
Tom Brady no longer has Brandon Cooks because he's now a Ram because his coach, Bill Belichick, traded away Brandon Cooks, right? So he has nobody who can run by anybody in the Rams secondary, all right?
That's not how they play.
Yep.
They don't look to run by you. They just look to third down here, first down, third down there, first down. That's what gets you frustrated because all you can hope for is to get the third down.
Yeah.
And now we get the third down and we can't get off the field.
Well, you would think you would just put the clamps on everybody across the board. You'd play press man, right?
Well, they played 22-man a lot, and somehow all they did was flip the formation, run the exact same play, put Julian Edelman in grade.
Yeah.
Bob Sutton, I hope you'll land on your feet and get another job.
Yeah.
But that was a horrible defensive
Go out
scheme.
that way. Greg, good to have you. Thank you for joining us today. Guys, is LeBron still weeks away from returning to the Lakers?
Nope.
We'll discuss that with Matt Barnes.
What is that about?
Be back in a matter of moments.
No mercy.
Well, the Lakers snapped their 3-game losing streak by beating the lowly Suns last night, but once again, they had to do it without LeBron. He's still out with a strained groin, and LA is now 6-10 without him in the lineup. LeBron has been out since Christmas, and although he started full contact practice on Saturday, there are reports that he could miss another 2 weeks. We're joined by NBA champ Matt Barnes. Matt, what is going on with LeBron?
I just think it's precautionary. He's a little older. Growing injuries are tricky. Shannon can contest to that. You can't really tell if you're 100% healthy until you actually go 100%.
Okay.
And you're kind of a little hesitant to do that.
Did you have a bad one?
I had one in high school with football, and I was a lot younger, but still, I didn't really know if I was ready till I was actually out there and able to go 100%. But really, it's still early. It's late January. They're going into break. I think he needs to get all the rest he possibly can and be ready for this stretch run.
Heard what he said. Cautionary. Make sure he's 100% when he come back.
So have you adjusted your timetable again?
No.
Because you've adjusted about
You
4
have.
times.
Okay. Here's the thing. I told you go miss a month, but I did think he would be back. I thought he would have been back against the Timberwolves.
Oh, that's a ways back.
And, that was Thursday.
Oh.
And it didn't come back against Timberwolves. That's like you said all along it was going to be Phoenix.
Well, I just thought it was an easy.
We'll do easy. We make it difficult.
You don't do easy?
Yeah, we might come back against Golden State.
You're
let
gonna
y'all
go
know.
on the road?
Yeah, take
Okay.
the show on the road. That's what we
Really?
do. That's how we do our thing. Take it on the road.
Really?
Let everybody see this. But Skip, look, Matt is absolutely right. Skip, as you get older, you don't recover as easily as you once did. Well, we don't know what's his recovery time because we've never seen him injured.
Right.
So it's hard to say, well, he had a calf strain in 2005 and he took 6 days. Or he had a hamstring in 2010 and he took 2 weeks. So we really don't know. He took a back and then he went away with the Miami, laid on the beach. Him and Savannah was talking about, like, I'm going to come back, I'm going to do this thing right. So with that being said, Skip, look, I'm going to say Thursday.
You push
Thursday.
it back.
I thought about him coming back against
That's the Clippers.
Yeah,
home
we're gonna do,
away
yeah,
from
yeah,
home.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's a home game.
Yeah.
Get another day or two, a full contact, air that thing out, come back, drop a triple-double on the Clippers, and we off and running. Off and running.
Clippers are the team you are now chasing for that 8th
We
spot.
don't chase
Doesn't
nobody.
matter.
Skip, here's the thing. Right now, we're in the 9th spot.
Yeah.
We're 5 games from the 3 spot. A good week of winning. A good 2 weeks of playing solid basketball. We in the front.
Really?
They in the back.
So you in the front of what? Like the whole
And
West?
the third seed.
Oh, in the third seed. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to pin you down here.
Third
because
seed.
You're a moving target. on
No,
all
third seed. I mean, look, Golden State, we don't talk about them because they don't need to be talked about.
Okay.
The Nuggets, they're doing their thing right here because Jokic, he needs to be in the MVP conversation too. But everybody,
No, he doesn't.
everybody else,
Yeah.
OKC, because we know what? Because we know Russ going to, Paul George start getting some of that limelight. Russ going to get a little disappointed.
I don't think he is. I think he's loving
But then
this.
why he keep shooting 5 or 20?
Because Russ keeps taking, Paul George keeps taking him off the hook when he shoots 5 for 20.
5 or 20, 9 or 30.
Now he's getting those Jason Kidd triple doubles, 13, 13, and 13, right? Yeah.
On 5 or 20 shooting.
Yeah, 5 or 20.
But he'll be
Way to
back
go.
Thursday, Skip.
Yeah.
And guess
Should I
what?
book that? That's a done deal.
Well, I
Thursday?
better have to reach out to him and see what he
Inside
says.
Really?
sources, sources close to him.
Because if
say.
he misses Thursday, then all of a sudden it goes at Golden State, at Indiana, which isn't quite as tough without Oladipo, but at Boston, at Philly, and then at Atlanta before the break.
Yeah.
So
Is
7 games away.
Yeah. Is it possible he just
Now
says,
we're going to miss all those.
let's do precautionary all the way to the All-Star break? Is it
Because
possible?
we can't do that, Skip, and play in the All-Star game. We can't miss all these games and
my
play in the
point.
All-Star
That's
game.
exactly true. So I was wondering if it would be more safe to sit it out until the All-Star game. But then, if he happens to want to play or play in that game,
Yeah, he
he's
got to
gonna
get the fans.
He's going to get eaten up alive.
And
so
he like
has
to like to show up in front of Jordan. You know who on the Bobcats. You know where this game is being played. Gonna try to get us an
That's a
MVP.
good point, though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe at 30, what is he, 34?
Four.
16th year, maybe he needs to be so precautionary he just waits until
Nah,
after
it's
the
not- see,
All-Star
you
game.
I
know,
think that would be great, but I don't think he will. I
No.
think that would be the smarter move, but I don't think he will.
So
But
you
I'm sure
risk
he's
yourself for an
managing-
All-Star game, but not for your Lakers.
I don't think
right?
he's
Is that what you're
managed. I don't
saying?
think he's risking anything. I know if LeBron plays in any game, he's going to be ready. And I think what we're missing also is this time off has really been able to heal the rest of his body and
Sure.
allow the rest
I
of his
got
body to
that.
relax and his motor to reset and get ready for this final push.
Okay, but I thought he was Iron Man, so I set
He
his bar
is.
way up here.
Yeah, no.
I set his bar ahead above
You
Jordan.
make it seem like he AC Green. He had never missed any games. He's missed games before.
Okay, a few here and there.
Yeah.
He had to refuel down in
Yeah,
Miami.
when he
that
first,
day.
you see
Oh,
what you
I
trying
don't
to do?
know.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
see what you trying to
know.
do, Matt?
I don't know. I didn't try to do
he had to
anything. He
refuel.
did it.
I know what you trying to do, Skip Bayless. But you know what?
Okay.
Matt and I are not going to even entertain that because
Okay.
we know what you tried to do.
What threw me off, and I'm going to refer to it one more time, is he injured his groin December 25th at Golden State, and then December 26th, after the MRI, he tweeted, "Dodged a bullet, hashtag back in no time." Well, does that mean a month or does that mean 2 weeks? I took it from him to mean 2 weeks. Like, it's a strain, I'm going to be okay. Maybe it's his first, so he was unsure. He had no idea what was about to hit him. Maybe the rehab process just drags on because, to your point, you go out and they said he's been doing defensive drills. I'm not sure what those are, but maybe it's
Shuffling
not.
side to side, you
just
spin it with you.
maybe it's still tweaking a little bit. It's also possible he pushed it too hard and he pulled it. It's possible, and we just don't know because they haven't said anything.
Right.
But what threw me off again was what happened on January the 16th. What are we up to now? The 26th?
28th.
28th. Okay, 28th. So that's
28th.
a couple of weeks ago, almost. Rich Paul, his agent, went on a national media tour on that day. Remember, talked to our Chris Broussard, but he talked to everybody, and he was driving home the point. We listen to nobody. And he got angry when he
Said,
talked
"We on our timeline,
to
not
the
the Lakers."
Athletic. He said, I'm going to quote him again, "We don't give a you-know-what nobody thinks or says." Well, that sounded like somebody in charge with the Lakers had pushed a little bit like, don't you think it's time to come back? And it smacked a little bit, just a little bit of what went on last year in San Antonio when the doctors medically cleared number 2 in San Antonio to come back in probably mid-January. And he kept saying, nope, still hurt, still hurt. And he was hurt the whole rest of the year. Really? You're still hurt? Yeah. Well, the doctors cleared you. That's a conservative medical staff there. I'm not sure about what the Lakers staff is. So it's possible the Lakers staff cleared him on January the 15th, and they just said, no way? Like they felt like they were being pushed?
I just think in sports, oftentimes, team doctors, team this, team that, like, your body better than anything. So too often, team doctors say, hey, it's okay, and then they'll go out and re-aggravate or re-injure something. So I think someone such as LeBron, someone such as Kawhi, who, look what he did. He sat all last year. They weren't going to win a championship, and he's playing amazing this year.
Well, he's still sitting a lot this year.
Well, I mean, that's okay because I think they understand it's a marathon, not a sprint, and they have a real chance to capture that Eastern Conference, fighting with Boston and Philly, obviously. But I think that, like I said, if LeBron comes back, he's going to be ready. again, groins are one of the most tricky injury in sports. Like I said, you can't tell, you can't do
any sudden movement to the left or to the right, and here we go again.
Yeah. And you can't get that real game time experience in practice. So like I said, until he gets back on the court and is able to, that first time he catches the ball off a rebound and pushes it at LeBron's pace, that's when he's going to really know if it's time to go. But I would err on the side of caution, obviously, with he's a little older, and he means so much to this team.
So the West has finally sort of separated itself, and now you can see what's about to happen, because I thought maybe the Timberwolves would make a move, and apparently they're just not capable.
No.
For whatever reason, they're not capable. And I thought Dallas was dangerous, but Doncic is still a kid, and he can only do so much. He's unbelievable, but he can only he had the big triple-double last night, and they lost to Toronto. Okay? All right.
To Kawhi. 33.
Yeah, and what did number 2 do at Houston the other night?
He had 33 again.
Oh, did he? And who took the last shot in that game?
He missed the last shot, so it doesn't matter. So
wait, he hit nothing but net with that shot, in the bottom of the net.
I think Kobe did that a few times in Utah during the playoffs when he first started becoming that takeover. You know what I mean? So that an air ball means nothing. And he's the type of guy, I hope he would, obviously shoot the exact same shot next time.
Guess who guarded him? Guess who really forced him into a bad shot? It was James Harden. You picked the wrong night to bet against James Harden.
So in other words, on the last second shot, you want James Harden guarding anybody that has the ball.
No,
exactly.
It was the wrong. And remember, number 2 had taken 4 games off to get ready to guard that guy.
He didn't really guard him. Danny Green took him most of the night. Siakam took him. Anunoby took him.
Those guys are good.
But
they're not Kawhi.
It's hard to get one-on-one matchups anymore with the way screens are set.
Yeah,
and you're going to get
with
the best defender off the best player all the time. So it's hard. But, when you break it down like what Clay did to Kyrie the other day when they broke down his numbers, he guarded him great. You know what I mean? So I'm sure if they broke down the numbers when Kawhi actually guarded him, it would probably be a different story than the overall picture.
So now you got to catch the Clippers. Clippers aren't bad, I got to say.
The Clippers are good. I mean, Lou Williams getting triple dubs late in his career. But Skip, we got the guy.
Yeah.
The Cape Crusader.
Well, do you?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, when he come out with that bat belt on.
Really?
Well, he got that bat belt.
He's got tools on it? Yeah. I thought he was like supernatural.
No,
Batman's not
he got a bat belt.
Really?
Yeah, Batman really theoretically is not a superhero because he has no powers. It's all in his belt. That's what I keep telling you about LeBron. But it's in them shorts, them Laker shorts.
Really?
So much to it.
I thought it was vibranium. That's what you told me.
Father Time's undefeated, though,
right?
man. Father Time.
We're going to hold him, but we got it, though. We just got to go get that reserve.
Yeah.
But good.
Okay, we're going to stay talking about the Lakers, guys, but we're going to switch gears a bit. How hot is Luke Walton's hot seat? We'll discuss everything that's going on there next.
No mercy.
The Lakers are struggling without LeBron and are currently out of the playoffs. This is leading to speculation about Luke Walton's future. ESPN reports there's, quote, a lot of tension in that building, and added that LeBron does not want Walton out as head coach, but his camp would prefer a change. We're joined once again by Matt Barnes. So, Matt, what do you make of all this?
That's tough. Camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Normally a camp shouldn't have a voice in an organization, but when that camp one of the people in that camp is the agent of Anthony Davis. The camp has a voice. It's an unfortunate situation. Knowing Luke, playing with Luke, he's a great basketball mind. But I think he knew stepping into this Laker chair, but I call it the hot seat from the jump. You're going to be scrutinized every single day. The best is never good enough. And, at any given time, it could be your day. So it's an unfortunate. I really hope that, he gets a chance to continue to develop this team. If they pick up a big free agent, get to continue to coach that and just give them a chance. I think too often we expect magic in a bottle to happen that fast, and sports isn't that way anymore.
Have you heard anything from you keep in touch with a lot of the current players?
I've heard, outside of the camp, not necessarily from the players. I haven't heard anything from the players, and like I said, I haven't heard anything from LeBron's mouth per se that I have a problem with Luke. Like I said, for about 2 months now, I've heard LeBron's camp has not wanted Luke. They're still in. Like I said, normally they wouldn't have a voice, but for this instance, they do have a voice from the standpoint of the connections they have.
Well, that voice is going to get louder because of the Anthony Davis connection. But the one thing that Luke Walton has in his corner, he has Jenny Buss camp in his corner.
Very big.
So it's been reported that Magic would like to see someone else coach this team.
Yep.
But Jenny Buss gave him the Heisman pose and still farmed that idea. So at the end of the day, Skip Bayless, there are a lot of camps, and I want him out and I want him back. but the lady's name that's on the check, she trumps everybody. Now, it's going to come a time where I'm sure Magic and Rob Pelinka's going to go upstairs and they say, Jenny, in order for us to get Anthony Davis, this is what's going to have to happen.
Yep.
Because what transpired is that it became to know that they could have had Boogie Cousins for Brandon Ingram. And once Jenny, hold on, Jenny, so what? We could have had Boogie for Brandon, and y'all said no. Oh, you got to go. I don't think Jenny's going to make that mistake. You got a chance to get Anthony Davis, and the trade-off is the head coach got to go. Well, who else does he want to go?
Yep.
You want the janitors to go. You want the cheerleaders to go. Because if you want, if we can get Anthony, Skip, that's generational talent.
Right.
The guy's 29, 13, 29, 14, 4.5, 2. And he's 25.
How old is he?
25.
Oh, he's a baby.
25.
26 in March.
25, Skip. So guess what? That camp,
Talk to you later.
that camp or camp 5, he's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger.
Yeah.
One other lady in this equation is Jackie McMullen, who reported this, who I've known forever, and she is highly respected, so I'm going to take this to my personal bank.
Absolutely.
There's something going on here where there's lots of smoke. There's at least a little bit of fire that's getting bigger and bigger. And obviously, Magic didn't hire Luke.
Nope.
Obviously, LeBron didn't choose Luke because Luke was just already there when LeBron chose Magic and LA and the Lakers.
Right.
That's what he chose. And if his camp is not happy, then I'm going to have to believe LeBron is not happy, not completely sold on Luke. And I don't know why, but I've said again, I'm a Lonzo fan. Lonzo has never clicked with Luke, and I don't know that factors into this equation, but it's always been an uneasy sort of coexistence between Lonzo and Luke. Now, whether Lonzo would be part of a trade that would send him to New Orleans, highly possible, but it hasn't been roses with Luke from the start here. And I go right back to moment number one between Magic and LeBron, when he knocked on LeBron's door up in Brentwood, not too far from here. He was not accompanied by his head coach. And in other circumstances, he would be accompanied by his head coach, because that would be a big part of the equation. Well, I got it.
Skip, you know how it is. Come along.
Come along.
You know, if I'm a CI, if I'm a confidential informant, and I tell you I got some information, but come along.
First of all, I'm not talking to you, but go ahead.
So guess what? Magic smart. He was out there an hour early. Magic said he was sitting in the driveway an hour early. Wait.
Stretching.
But in other circumstances, you know, and I know, if it's Greg Popovich, you know, he's going to be in attendance.
I tell you what, if LeBron James said, Greg, I want you to come. I want you to come to my Beverly Hills. I want you to come to my Brentwood estate, and I want you to be alone. I don't want R.C. Buford with you. R.C. Buford ain't coming. Anthony Davis says, I want Danny Ainge. If these power brokers, and that's what LeBron James, and that's what these Anthony Davis, that's what they are. If they say come alone, I'm driving. I ain't even getting Uber, because I don't even want them to know where I'm going. I'm driving.
But if you're doing the Boston example, you know Brad Stevens he's going to be there for the long haul.
If Anthony Davis say, I tell you what, Danny Ainge, I want you to come along. What you think the chances of Brad Stevens going to be in that meeting?
I'm just saying, Danny Ainge loves Brad Stevens.
Yeah, he don't love
That is true.
But then another standpoint, too, I mean, has it ever been like a great situation for LeBron and whoever his coach has been?
No.
You know what I mean? So
I know what happened to David Blatt.
Yeah,
Well, he deserved it.
Oh,
He
no,
did.
and I'm not even
I
saying
don't
whatever the
disagree.
situation may be. Like, we don't really know the inside stories of anyone's, but to me, like, the coach is kind of just whipped cream in any LeBron situation. He's never really the cake. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Magic is, you know, the overall force here. But like you said, he has Genie in his corner, so that bodes well. But you just never know. Like I said, if Anthony Davis is only going to come if Luke is gone, well, then unfortunately, I think Luke is a casualty of war.
Yeah,
He would be. And remember Ty Lue during the playoffs last year, that one time that he was asked, how would you describe what it's like to coach LeBron? And he just dropped his head for a second and just shook it like it wears you out. It's a hard job.
Because here's the thing. Unless you're Popovich, unless you're Phil Jackson or Pat Riley, LeBron's going to think he knows just as much, if not more, than any other coach.
Because he does.
So with that big, who can coach him that's going to be on an equal footing? Steve Kerr, maybe?
Plus, he is the drama king because he's fueled by all the drama around him. He creates drama because it propels him. Doesn't propel the head coach.
But then also sometimes, too, like I said, I think LeBron gets heat for what his camp says or does. And those are grown men and making their own business moves. You know, they might have to check in here and there, but for the most part, those are grown men. So I think sometimes he takes some unfair heat for his camp.
Okay, but his camp he grew up with.
Oh,
You know, like that's unusual.
There's no question, like I said, but they're still
grown.
grown.
It's not like
they're still grown.
You hired these guys later in your career. They're part of you.
Yeah, I ain't got
right?
no camp.
Huh?
I ain't got no camp.
You got no camp?
No camp.
You told me you got, what's his name?
Bucket.
Bucket.
Man, Bucket don't speak for me. Bucket be talking crazy.
Really?
No, I speak for me.
He told me last night that you were in trouble today.
No.
That's what he told me.
My sister won't even speak.
Really?
Sterling don't speak. We don't speak for one another.
Really?
No.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I think camp equals LeBron.
You know, I know. See, that's what. See, I knew you was gonna try. See, that's what you do, Skip.
Well, it just does.
Now, this man just sat here and told you. He says he's heard it for months, not from LeBron per se, and a lot of people have been around this situation said not LeBron, but it's camp.
But LeBron likes the camp to plant seeds so that when it happens, it doesn't seem so bad. You know.
LeBron James is not Anthony Davis's agent. Now, this is what I'm willing to do. Hey, imagine, you know, I got a 25-year-old, 6'10.5" guy. He really wants to play for the Lakers. I mean, he loves it. He loves L.A. He has a home in L.A. And he really like to play for you. But the coach, so I'm just going to leave that. You do what you want.
I think this man summed it up. Casualty of war.
That's it. Genie.
He's a great guy and he's a smart guy.
And you know Magic going there with that $1 million smile. You know Magic on that Genie. You know me and you go way back now. You know your dad, he's like a father to me. He would not let this pass.
Now, who would LeBron want to be the head coach? That's the key.
Yeah.
I mean, the only guy, Brian Shaw is the only guy there. So
I like Brian Shaw. That's just me. Do you know
creates a
Brian
pool.
well?
I know Brian, yeah.
That's his only guy there. So what? You'll have a guy for 1 year? Who could
Player coach, Bill Russell type stuff. Player coach.
LeBron?
Ooh,
No,
I like that.
Can you imagine?
So,
I like it.
But let me ask you a question. Who do you think who could they get that LeBron's gonna respect and says, okay, do your thing?
I think there's guys he'll respect. I think there's very few that could probably teach him something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he hit on very few. I mean, he played with Luke.
Right.
He played against Luke. You know,
They came in the same draft.
You know what I mean? So it's tough to. I think sometimes Luke gets a nasty rap and doesn't get respect because guys have played with him and may say whatever about his playing style, but his basketball mind is something special. I've been around it. I've heard it. I remember him and Phil used to talk a lot when we played together with the Lakers. They were on the same page. So Luke's got a great basketball mind, but like I said, you know.
I can see that. Because you know what? I got guys that I played college ball with that are dentists and they pilots.
Great basketball.
If I see them in the captain's chair, I ain't getting on that plane.
Okay.
You're not?
No, sir.
Don't throw any of those guys under the bus.
No. The dentist, you think I'm going to go to them letting them work on my mouth? I wish I might.
You
I
guys
went to school with
briefly
you.
talked about it, AD. Let's talk about the possibility of Anthony Davis joining LeBron and the Lakers. It'll be fun. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Anthony Davis's agent, Rich Paul, has told the Pelicans that he has no intention of signing a contract extension and has requested a trade. Paul is also the agent for LeBron, and he told ESPN, quote, Anthony wants to be traded to a team that allows him the chance to win consistently and compete for a championship. AD can become a free agent at the end of next season, but there's been growing speculation that he could join LeBron in LA. So Matt Barnes still with us. Matt, will AD be a Laker before the February 7th deadline?
I think so. And I think the writing's been on the wall for a long time. You know what I mean? If you just pay attention. I mean, there's always a bunch of noise, but if you pay attention, you know what I mean? You fire your agent and go with Rich. LeBron just goes to L.A. LeBron says, hey, I would love to play with AD. AD acts like he doesn't care about it. He, plays the role like, I'm good, and this is what I'm supposed to do for my city, my team. But at the end of the day, I think, unfortunately, the way the game is played now and the way there's just so much scrutiny on everything, he's wasting his years over there in New Orleans. The West is a powerful conference, and he'll never win a championship in New Orleans. Unfortunately, I hate to say that he won't. You know what I mean? So if you want to win, you got to go team up. You got to do what everyone else is doing, unfortunately. And I think that why not the Lakers?
You know who gave him the best advice? Because a guy that wasted far too many of his years in a location that he was never going to win a title at. Kevin Garnett.
I was just going to say that.
The big ticket. Big ticket said, what I did leaving to go to Boston, I should have did it probably 3, 4, 5 years earlier. He says this young man, 25 years old, he'll be 26 in March. He's not going to win in the smoothie center. That's not going to happen. That's where they play in New Orleans. So I don't care if they change the name to the Jamba Juice Center. It ain't happening. So let's skip. Big men. Big men love L.A. Kareem.
They do.
Shaq. Wilt.
I think little men love LA.
Yeah,
too,
and
right?
now.
Everybody loves LA.
Well, even Dwight Howard, even that was a disaster.
He
But
loved LA.
normally little men, normally little men, Kobe got drafted. So it wasn't like they traded, but all the big men, they come here. You like, if you want to be thought of as a pantheon great, with the exception of Russell, but you come to the Lakers, Skip. It's the writings on the wall, but I just don't see. Normally, what we see, man, is that teams don't accommodate these players. They sent Kawhi as far from L.A. as they possibly could. Toronto as far as they can get him away. And what did they do, PG? PG just said, I want to go to the Lakers. It's okay, but we're going to send you halfway between Indiana and L.A., Oklahoma. I just don't see them accommodating them. It's like, oh, you gonna do this to us? Like, you remember the scene in Training Day when Denzel said, y'all gonna do this to me? Y'all gonna do this?
But they did.
They did. Exactly. Yeah, and he's doing this to them. Skip, I just don't see them accommodating. They got some great pieces. Do they want Kuzma? Do they want Ingram, Lonzo, Zubac? I don't know. But it's just hard for me to believe that they're going to say, oh, you want out? Okay, here you go, bro. Have a good time. Appreciate your time.
But I also think you got to be careful with the fact that the pieces in return, because not a lot of teams, either he's going to walk for free at some point, or you got to get the best pieces you can. And I think the Lakers have been, for years, I think it's been a plan. They've been gathering great trade pieces. To me, I think everyone is tradable. Obviously, LeBron's not, but the one last person I would hold on is to Kuzma. And then everyone.
No, I would Zubac. I want Zubs.
I like Zubs, but I like Kuz more. Can you imagine Kuz as a third option? You know what I mean? And that's a great third option.
But if you have to give him up,
he got to
go. I mean, I think Jason Tatum said it best, right? I mean, I would trade me for AD too, right? There's no hard feelings. You have to understand, the type of talent it is. But like I said, if there's one person you can hold on to.
So you're still not giving in to this? You heard what Matt
I
just told
understand.
you.
Yeah, I know, Skip. And they still have all these guys on one-year contracts, Lance and Rondo and all these guys, and JaVale and Tyson Chandler. And so even if they let these young pieces go and get AD, they're still going to have room to get another, maybe not a max, but a guy that's making a nice chunk of change. I just don't see New Orleans just rolling out the red carpet and say, AD, hey, just go ahead and bounce, bro. Would you do that?
I'm just saying the universe is telling you it's going to happen before the trade deadline. All the signs are lining up. The dominoes are about to all fall toward the West Coast.
I said that in the beginning. Yeah. Remember when he first signed, I was like, Skip, we gonna get it. And now I just don't see it.
Okay. They do have the bargaining chips.
They do.
I still think Lonzo can be a star in this league.
Love Lonzo.
Yep, and I don't think he's ever clicked with Luke. He's never given full effort for Luke and put him somewhere, give him a fresh start in New Orleans. He's a very valuable
You say a star or a good player?
Lonzo?
Yeah.
I think he'd be a star.
Star.
I think he'd be a star.
And again, if you have to, I'm with you on Kuzma, but if you have to give him up, and if you have to give up Zubac, I don't know, if they like Josh Hart, if they like Brandon Ingram, whatever.
They like a couple cheerleaders. Y'all got to go.
You just got to go. Whatever it is. And I still say Anthony needs LeBron even more than LeBron needs Anthony, because Anthony has obviously a dominant game, but he doesn't have a dominant personality. He needs to link up with LeBron. They'd be a good duo because he'll be comfortable letting LeBron be the alpha of it. He won't. There'll be no Kyrie LeBron power struggle. It will work. It's good for LA. Everything is right. It's positioned correctly now, and he needed his agent to make this play for him because
LeBron's best friend.
Yeah, LeBron's best friend, because Anthony can't do. It's hard on Anthony to be the bad guy in New Orleans right now, and he's going to have to tough it out.
You got to wear that hat, Skip.
I know.
You got to wear that hat because anytime a player of this nature leave New Orleans, the likelihood of them ever getting a player like that again.
Matt, it was good to have you. Appreciate your time being here. Guys, get this. Nicole Roby-Coleman, he's talking trash to Tom Brady, and he's following us too, apparently. We'll explain what I mean next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. Well, earlier in the show, we talked about Rams corner. Nicole Roby-Coleman saying about Tom Brady, quote, age has taken a toll. He's definitely not the same quarterback he was. Well, earlier, Skip tweeted, Nicole Roby-Coleman, who's lucky to be in the Super Bowl, just blasted Tom Brady for looking old. We debate next on Undisputed. And then Roby-Coleman, well, he retweeted that. So Shannon, what do you think that retweet means?
He's standing by his comments.
He is.
I stand by everything that I said in that article.
You like that?
And I'm not backing down. You own it. Too many times people say things and it's like, well, they backtrack. Don't backtrack. Stand by it. Not only stand by it, I need you to stand on it. That's what he's doing.
He did. He stood on the mountaintop, and those were some mountainous comments he made, and I respect that, but I do not think his head coach or his GM or some of his teammates will like that he said that, because you have called out the wrong man. And one guy who will love these comments is one Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, because right now he's got him clipped up to his bulletin board.
So let me ask you a question. So had Roby-Coleman not said this, Tom Brady was going to throw for what, 250? Now since he said it, he's going to throw for 450.
No, he's going to throw for 506.
And take that
You know
L?
what that would be?
And take that L?
No.
Take that L?
506.
You think, wait.
250 of those yards are going to go to Edelman, right?
Skip, look, the man said what he said. He see what he sees on tape. Who am I to refute that?
Well, you said it all year. He voiced it.
There have been times
he
that
did
I've said that.
You have said it. and he voiced it the week before you have to play this game.
I mean, when
it's audacious, man, but
when
he
else
stood
was he
behind
going to say it, considering this is the only time that he was going to face him this year? So he stands on his comments that he said it.
Nicole, we appreciate you
And
watching.
you need to leave people alone.
All because of a retweet.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.